There we go. The one hit. Hello, hello, hello. Hey. Oh, wow. You came in the right time, buddy. For some reason, your image is in the air, though. What the heck? There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
The girls' room.
Hello
my God.
there, though, buddy. You hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
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 All right, sweet. Let me also fix this chat up because Jesus Christ, I think I messed up a lot of things before. It's been a couple of days, chat, since I've been on the computer, bro. Give me some time. I haven't touched this computer for 3 days.
That's okay.
I'm actually.
Oh.
I'm writing up my notes, and it's like a full page.
Oh
Bro,
shit.
same.
Let's go.
Oh shit, it's
Two
Tyrone.
pages.
You know
Oh
what, I
shit.
might
What am
need
I
to-
doing here?
Yeah, how'd you get in here, Tyrone?
How'd I
Oh,
wind
God,
up on
I'm-
time?
Yeah, what the hell,
disappeared.
Tyrone? What happened, buddy? You okay?
No, I'm not okay. I
Are
have
you
OC. I have fixated OCD now, where I show up on time.
Oh god.
Hold on, let me fix that because she's like all the way down by herself there. There
Oh,
we go.
you just see like part of my ear. That's
Yeah,
all you
it's
see.
just the ears of Emmy. Oh man, hi everybody. How y'all doing tonight? We got a lot.
Kingdom Hearts 4, the ears of Emmy.
The ears up. A new
I
logo.
was
and
like,
shit
why are you
included.
off screen? I'm like, I'm Journeys today. I'm off screen. That's like a part of Journeys.
I'm actually a ghost, so
Hold on, let me
Whose
just
head
go.
will I be on today? Let's see. Let's find out.
All right, but yeah, don't worry, we fixed you.
Ah, yay.
Let me just also tweet out that we're live, ladies and gents, to begin tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. And also, I think my voice is still shoddy from the other day, so if I sound croaky or something, yeah. It's because of that.
Oh.
Honestly, the trip. We're gonna be talking about that trip. So.
I heard you towards the end of your stream out there. You sounded like you swallowed a fistful of sand. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
It wasn't a fistful of
Are you
sand, bro. It was a fistful of something else that Polly just like poured a little
Oh,
bit
yeah.
of in the cup, and that shit.
my God.
That was like 40%. I was like, what?
What about Polly? Did you just Bill Cosby, KG? Did you just?
Oh my god.
Yes.
there's
Oh my god.
No. Polly, that's a crime. Did you just Mickey
Polly.
this
You know,
Polly?
am I allowed to say,
Polly.
Kevin?
Go right ahead, buddy.
He asked me. He said,
No, I didn't ask you. You came at me first.
no. I said I'd love to see KG drunk. And he said, "Well, there's only one way to find out."
Hold on, I got
And he
this.
pointed
Polly,
to the
will you-
bottle.
Polly, will you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you in the court of law?
I swear on the Bible of XY.
Oh my god.
That's not
that's
legitimate
a
enough.
big truth right there, buddy.
Really? Okay.
But no,
At least
that's
for me.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
KG,
And then
you
he
allowed
made
it.
he made the most like grimacy face. And you took like
right.
30 seconds to even
Yeah,
like
you know
talk.
that Neil deGrasse Tyson meme where he's like in a chair and then he's like zooming through space or something while his body's just like phasing through the worlds. That shit was me in that moment, bro.
Oh my
KG, I hate to tell you, but you don't have a case here. It feels like you gave in to peer pressure.
No, it wasn't peer pressure. It was just more so she said she wanted to see something and I was like, sure, why not?
That's peer pressure, you idiot.
No. See, peer pressure would be if I was like iffy about it, but I was like, okay, sure, why not?
Damn it.
I wasn't like being like, oh no,
Peer
no,
pressure.
I don't want. But yeah, okay, you know what? Never mind. I'll take it. No, I was not that.
kinda
I
want
was
KG
just
to be
like,
like-
all right, if you want to do it, only one way to find out, right?
I kind of wish
God.
KG had just been like, this wasn't peer pressure. I was just pressured by my buddy.
Buddy pressure.
Buddy.
Tyrone, she pressured me.
KG, I'm proud of you.
My stomach probably isn't.
Did you hear the shooting stars thing? The
Like, hold on a second. I need to find that one meme. It's this one right here. If I can. It's this image. I'm gonna post this on.
Do you guys remember Doctor Strange? I want the person who like sent Doctor Strange to the weird dimension to unlock all the magic to be Polly, like replacing with Polly face, and the minute she hits KG, it's like boom.
Yeah. You see that image I posted in general? That was me in the moment I took that right there. I was going through different phases of my life in that moment. This shit right here,
I saw
bro.
my life flash before my eyes.
Good lord. That was hilarious, though. Oh, wait, no, this is the wrong flip. Let me flip it again, vertical. This shit right
my
here.
God.
That was me. Oh, man, we got a
Ain't
lot
that
of...
Osmos?
Yeah, I was traveling through different worlds, bro, for like half a minute. I think I saw...
See, damn it, now I wish I went to the trip. Son of a bitch.
You were technically with us a lot. I mean,
Was I called you guys a lot.
Yeah,
it
you
was
called
great.
me to the point you ended my stream.
So
I'd say. Oh,
it,
go ahead.
it finally took me to piece together that every time I called KG, it was fucking up the stream.
No.
It
I
did
mean,
teach me a lesson
That's what
because...
happened.
Yeah. So
God.
basically, every time the stream went down, apparently it was because anybody who calls me will immediately put it to an end.
First of all,
So
I didn't know
I
you were gonna
didn't know
stream on
that
your
though.
goddamn. I didn't know you were gonna stream on your phone. I thought you were gonna stream on a fucking laptop or something.
That would require me to log into
No,
another person's computer,
it
and I don't want to go through that.
me from what I saw on the stream because I was like, I could tell. It's like that has to be a phone.
Yeah. Oh, I knew for a fact it was a phone. I'm like, this.
Yeah,
this
it was
can't
just
be
like
anything
definitely
else.
yeah, and then were you streaming from your like basically your phone cellular data basically?
No, I was streaming through the Wi-Fi of the house
Oh, yeah.
that we were in.
Oh wow, I'm surprised it's
Oh,
still
they had Wi-Fi. No.
Hmm.
Man, I thought this man was using a hotspot.
No.
Low-key.
I was just using the Wi-Fi. Apparently, it was that good. Damn.
I guess yeah.
it was all right.
Well, it was alright for the stream, yeah. But bro, that stream, I thought KG had a good camera. Here's the thing: I'm using the iPhone 13 Pro Max, but Twitch only allows it to go up to 438 or some shit on a phone.
Jeez.
And
So
I'm
Twitch-
like, wait, so that's why the quality was so shite there? And I guess it was.
I guess Twitch needs to upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Gosh.
But other than that, though, the chaos with the vodka was something else. But before we continue, though, let me go say hello to everybody that we got here. We got me, we got Nessa, we got Pika, aka Emmy, we got
Hello.
Tyrone, and then we got Polly.
Hello.
Hello. I was really, really hoping to do that with yours, Polly. Oh my lord! I love that became a thing. Everybody's just cursed with it right now in our messenger thingy.
Yes.
Infectious.
It was wonderful. It was definitely. I know we've probably talked about it a lot and we're being a dead horse at this point with all the same pictures being put up, but it was truly just wonderful seeing everyone all together just talking and having fun in real time. It's like I was just thinking about this, how it's like 12 years ago or so. It's like I didn't know anybody, and I wrote my little Ash and Misty sandcastle fan fiction at the beach. And I didn't think that, like, at this time, like, I'd be sitting around a table with fans and YouTubers from across the world, or from all over the world, like, reacting to an episode, like, more than a decade later. Like, I never thought any of this would happen to me. And it was just a wonderful feeling, you know? I mean, I could go on and on, but it was wonderful. I mean, it's always good meeting, because obviously, you know, it was also amazing getting to meet the pod in person, and that was 3 years ago. The first time, and Tyron's going to leave. What the fuck? Probably you've done this before.
I wasn't gonna
But-
say that.
What were
Each
you gonna
time-
say if you're not
each
that?
time.
Nothing. I was gonna sit there and let her tell her story.
No, it's just each time with each different group. It's been different, but it's surreal and just kind of this amazing feeling that, like, wow, this one thing brought all of us together.
I was gonna say, I will say, just to hop on what Polly is saying, I've done it twice already. I did it once in New York, and I did it again when we met in DC. It is a really nice feeling to just see that person in real life, give them a hug or a handshake, just depending on your boundaries. Or punch them, depending on how mad you were with them over that fucking Discord call. No, it is good to finally meet them in person and you see them and you all are like eating. Like when we went to Bolt Burger, to me that's like one of the greatest moments there. Not just because the restaurant no longer exists, but but because it's just that's a moment you'll always have. Like it never leaves.
Well, I wasn't there for that, but
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
no,
that
I heard good.
was
Yeah,
Well,
go
only
ahead.
for the chosen few, I guess.
But just
Chosen
everybody hanging out together is always gonna be great.
Also-
Hell, even when we watched movie 21, just like in the hotel, that was
or played
fun.
bowling or some shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was gonna add one more thing too. Also, too, like I guess whoever you talk to Discord, it's not the same when you see them in person.
Hmm?
And, like, because you get like a different feeling.
Let me just
Like-
say,
Yes.
there were a lot of new discoveries I made with some people, especially one of the homies of the pod. John, bro,
Yeah.
he is something else, is what I could say.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's weird because I love this guy's videos or girls, and then one second and then the next second, wow, like I just shared some toothpaste with them. Like it was just weird,
What
you
the
know.
fuck? I love it.
Somebody needed extra toothpaste. I'm not gonna say who it was.
What's up, trainers? Lumios trainer Zach here, and I have some
Lumios
cress.
toothpaste, Zach.
And I have some cress.
I also want to add one more thing. I know I'm rambling a lot. This time though, I'd say what was really cool was how we got the community involved. Sort of like, I mean, I think trying to make them feel as included as possible, especially during our stream with the episode. And that's why I'm just so glad we were live, and we, that what chat? What do you think? What do you rate the episode? Like, I know we do it here every week on the pod, but I guess it was just. I wonder if it was cool for everybody to kind of see our faces and see people interacting with each other, just in real time, like a giant Avengers crossover episode.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you know what's the best thing too? You could see the person next to you actually speak with their mouth, so you know when they're gonna finish up their conversation, so that way you can jump into convo immediately after he's done or she's done.
I'm sorry, Polly. I've been making memes of you all day. It's just fun.
No. But that's the beauty, though. That
I
is the
love
beauty of this stream we had on Saturday, bro. That stream. First off, we got up
I
to
can't wait till we talk about that.
That stream hit 180 viewers at
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
That was
I saw it.
insane. Y'all were wild in that stream. We got even 30 followers out of that in one night, bro. That shit was wild. I wish I had the follower thing go on, but because I wasn't streaming on the computer and on the phone, that shit.
Thank you, Raph, and your 8,000 Twitter followers.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, but it was hilariously fun though. Turn on your fucking tweet, bro. I see what you're
I
laughing
love
at.
it. I love it. I've been making memes of Polly all fucking day.
Oh
So
man,
funny.
Polly's listen. Just the reaction to the faces in that entire stream were great. Like Polly's 100 to 0 was hilarious because you see the smile in her face in the moment that girl was in the phone to immediately start
Yes.
chit chatting, and the moment it disappears when she hears what he had to say.
Look, so
It was like,
the
it was
moment
like the face of disgust. Like
at first when I've watched this video well over 40 times at this point, and the moment John freaks out, that's my favorite. That was my favorite part. But then I start to analyze it a bit more, and I start looking at Polly's face, and her bewilderment is the best part.
So funny.
So when she finally captures the picture, I put two memes. The first one was me skinny dipping in the pool, and then everybody else at the pool table, and it just shows
Oh my
Polly's
God.
face. And then my second one is a Yu-Gi-Oh one. It's like I play polymerization to fuse two blue eyes white dragons in my hand with the one on the field to make blue eyes ultimate dragon. Everyone else playing Uno.
Oh my god.
It's her Professor Sakuragi with the face.
No. Honestly, Polly's reactions was literally my favorite thing. Because when May showed up, she just jumped up and was so happy. I was like, she's so cute. Oh,
I know that.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's my favorite arc. I was gonna mention that later, but that is literally my favorite arc. I never get tired of watching it. So it wasn't. I mean, it was obviously exciting seeing May, even if it was just PNG image May. But just the fact that they acknowledged that, I was not expecting that at all.
And then KJ, I'm sure Emmy and I If we're allowed to, we're gonna discuss our half of this because this
Oh
is
my
a
God.
two-parter.
Yes, no, I
Yeah,
want to
we
hear
will
how
get to it.
the,
Like I think during like the Dawn roof. I mean, not the
Yeah.
Dawn, the Serena.
You ever
my
watch
God.
you ever watch Avengers: Infinity War where there's like one movie with most of the cast, but then the second half of the movie in plot B, the other part of the cast is
Yo,
fighting
Plot
Thanos.
A, yeah.
Tyrone puppy.
It's like
Yeah, I
Plot
can't wait
B,
to go more
Tyrone.
into deep because like I could not watch your reaction. Only because of course I
that's
had to
okay.
wait until
That-
I reacted to the episode first.
that shit blew up, man. I
went
swear to God.
crazy.
That stream was fucking nuts. So many we earned the level 5 hype train before we even started the damn episode.
Yeah.
Wow,
You got
that's
money.
awesome.
Yeah, that
You
shit
got
was
money that day.
There were people donating, making it rain on my ass and shit. It was fucking nuts.
It was crazy.
Shit
and I don't
was
think I've
crazy.
Episode 60,
Now you see why
like,
I love reacting, bro, every week because it's always such a fun ride with the community.
Yeah,
Having
KG, I'm gonna go ahead and steal your job.
Oh, hold on. That's a certified KG hood classic right there. You can't take that from me.
Yeah, that man, you guys had a really great time, but we had a good time, dude. That shit was nuts.
I'm glad.
Oh my
I'm very
God.
glad that you had
You
a
were
fun time.
super nice to show us a second episode, so
yeah, we watched episode 60 as well afterwards because Tyrone was like,
we
you know,
did. Yeah, I said, you know what? Because the fans gave me money and they showed up and they donated and they did this their time. Fuck it, we're gonna play the Serena episode just to like give some
Cry.
more context. Yeah.
yeah.
I'd say the combination of Tyrone and Emmy is also hilarious. Like I watched the one part where Tyrone, you got up to go do something, and then Emmy took over. And it was just like, "Yay, we're
It's the
here!"
Emmy show.
TV show. All right, guys, please talk to me because I have nothing to say. Like, it's just awkward silence. Just trying to fill awkward silence. That's what it is.
It was wonderful.
But
No, but I think what's so cool though is that, and what's so funny as well is that like Tyrone's and I's part, like in terms of reaction from the community, was literally the opposite of how you guys reacted for your like reaction. So it's just so funny how it's like we get like one side of the spectrum and then the other side of the spectrum, and it's just together. It's just so funny. It's just so
it's
hilarious to
amazingly
watch.
wholesome and positive on my end. It was like
Yeah.
night and fucking day.
Yeah.
Our ratings were like literally 8 to 10. No one said anything below 8. It was like 8 was the lowest.
And,
That's how.
and I said my score is subject to change during the pod, so when we get to that section, I will go and explain it. But I feel you guys need to talk about your trip since it was longer.
Yeah, well, it was a full. Well, for some people it was 2, but for the rest of us it was 3 because we went there a day earlier because of the way people were traveling to the U.S. of A. to come to NYC. We had to change that date from a 9th, I think it was, to an 8 to 11, if I'm correct. So basically, we were there for a couple of days, and I have to say, man. Just as stated before, you know, one of the beauties of just being with friends, especially in person, is just being able to do things that you really cannot do on just a call. Like if Tyrone starts screaming right now, there's no physical sort of body reaction that the two people could do to stop one person from screaming their goddamn mouths and preventing the phone from getting crushed by the hands of an insane lunatic for like a couple of seconds, bro. Because that's what happened with John. And, you know, it's moments like those that you really get to appreciate reactions just a little bit more, man. I always love reacting, but man, having a reaction with like a group of 12 like that was nuts, bro. It was wild, but I loved every minute of it. Absolutely every minute of it. Not every day you get to hang out with Tom Holland. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
God.
Yeah.
No,
So,
like, what was up with that? I guess because John looks.
oh, you want to know
John
about the
looks-
origins of Tom
yeah.
Holland? All right, allow me to
He
explain.
looks like Tom Holland. That's
Yeah,
the
that's
joke.
it.
Kinda looks
That's it. There's no no true explanation. It's just that it's Tom Holland. He looks like Tom Holland, and the whole joke.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, you guys didn't get to hear. Maybe I don't think you guys said this, or maybe JPR said it in the stream. Maybe he didn't, but so you guys saw the video of him getting chased by Zach and the others on Twitter. But apparently, this was something that they did beforehand, where John was coming out of the train and he was going up the stairs, I believe, to go and meet them, and then Zach and I think it was Rav and TSS, they were right there. and they just screamed, "Yo, it's Tom Holland!" And the entire fucking crowd around them turned their asses back to look to see if that was actually him.
Oh no!
And everybody was like, look, and then you see this little kid as well who also turns back and is like, "What? No! Spider-Man?"
No!
I was like, "Shit, no!" But that was hilarious as hell, though. That shit had me in tears. And then we replicated that
They
again.
couldn't have had me there. They couldn't have had me there. I would have grabbed John's shoulder and went, "Strong enough to have it all, too weak to take it." Just say some Spider-Man shit, too. They'll turn on you, Spider-Man.
So how many poor souls did you trick?
Huh?
How many poor souls did you trick thinking that was...
It's in Manhattan. The numbers are infinite there.
Oh my god!
Yeah, when you're in Manhattan and you pull a stunt like that, bro, you're gonna get everybody's attention. I think it would have been hilarious if like a news article came out the next day and be like, Tom Holland was actually in the other side of Manhattan or some shit like that.
Thanks, I hated you in Uncharted. Just say some shit.
Yeah, exactly. But
John did wear his red Crocs the entire time.
yeah, so those red Crocs he has in his art piece, no, that shit is legit. He has it the whole time too in real life. That's why when I posted that image on Twitter where it's like art imitates real life, and John literally did the exact same pose as his art piece, bro.
Oh my
with
god!
the
And
Crocs.
the Meetup jacket too.
Yeah, and the worst part about it as well, that's his only pair, bro. This shit was
What fair for?
bro, but like John was wild. I have a huge respect for John as always, but like his charisma and energy that he brought to the group was absolutely remarkable, and I loved it so much. Just seeing him and his insanity go from 0 to 100 real quick. He got so insane his face turned red, bro.
That was great,
I'd never seen his face. It was so freaking red like a tomato.
bro. I was like, I was so happy when KG read my comment because I'm like, yo, Tom Holland, go off, bro.
I got the luxury to watch that live. Like, I saw it as it happened. And in that moment, I looked and I could see the true nature of you know those memes where it says, like, it shows, like, Mr. Krabs choking out Squidward, and it shows SpongeBob on the side. And it's like the Pokemon community, the Pokemon community, the Pokemon community. It was at that moment that I saw that meme come to life. Right there, when John's like being ripped away and Hybrid's like trying to hold them down, and he's like, "They sell toys! They sell toys!" I almost felt like the FBI was gonna take him away or something.
Legit though.
Oh my god.
Again, I'm scared. Thank you for the subscription, though. Why are you scared about subscribing to me with Twitch Prime, though? Which all of you guys can do as well if you have Twitch
let's
Prime.
go, Adam.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Nessa?
No, I was gonna say I remember when that moment happened. I was actually answering to Tyrone, and then that moment when I saw when Carol said something to John, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And then all the comments like afterwards, I'm just like, "Where what I just wrote?" Because I just literally when I wrote that and hit enter, then that happened. I was like, "Oh god."
I had the luxury I had John's phone number, so I had the luxury to call him afterwards and be like, "John, you all right, buddy?"
You're right.
Yeah, I heard. I was like, was he actually talking to Tyrone for a second? I'm like, what the fuck?
That was me. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, and then he gave us the phone to talk with us.
Because I looked at my phone, I'm like, wait a minute, I have John's number. I can't remember why I have his number, but I got it.
Oh my god. I got it.
Kuro called me, or no, TSS called me first, then Kuro called me, then Tyrone called me, and then you called John.
Yes, because it was too chaotic. Yeah. There was no way I was going to be able to talk to you with all the other people that was talking on your phone. So I was like, fuck it, I'll call John. John just got done with a freak out session. I need to see if he's okay. This man is beat red. Like, you don't understand. His face was redder than a fucking apple.
It's like a fucking tomato.
Right.
That's great.
And meanwhile, like, I'm always confused. Like, if Hybrid didn't hold him down, what would have happened? Like, I'm sitting here trying to figure it out.
I'm pretty sure he probably would have gone around and screamed even more, probably.
He would have taken Polly's phone and just yelled her into it.
There was a balcony in the Airbnb, so I could have imagined him just running, chucking it off the balcony.
And I'm sorry. My hat's off to Kuro for lighting what essentially was the biggest bomb
Best
of
moment.
that
Yes.
night. Because if it weren't for Kuro, none of that would have
That would have
happened.
happened.
No.
Because he sits up here and goes, "You guys don't understand peak fiction."
Peak fiction.
And the minute he said that, I was like, Kuro, I love you, but that was weird because you already know what's gonna pop off now. Shit
peace.
got
I think
crazy.
my favorite part
Oh.
though is that like after like JPR like freaks out, right? Like he goes into the like and then like afterwards like he breaks from like whoever was holding him back. He's just sitting there, he's like, the Pokemon anime is not a real anime. It's not a real anime.
I want someone to do like a fan drawing of Kuro walking up like the JoJo meme and John's in the back, but then they shows Hybrid holding his neck.
Yes, we need somebody to do the JoJo meme. Fucking
No,
John.
wait, we need the
Hybrid.
Will Smith meme back.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Keep
like,
your peak fiction.
I don't know.
Oh,
All right, Evo's on it.
Oh shit, bro.
Tyrone, I got a question for you.
Uh,
Oh, I know that night though. Were you guys streaming with Terrell that night?
yes, we were in Terrell's stream, but we could see on the side, everybody in the chat was talking, and Terrell's chat was talking about KG's stream. So I decided to hop over and create a second tab. When I created a second tab, I look over and I see you guys are watching fucking the Pokemon. I originally thought you all were going to react to the episode on the Switch or something. I'm like, what the
Same.
Oh yeah. 'cause
No, but we did the same thing we would do like with our normal reactions, where we would still have the episode on screen for y'all, just in the worst
That was
way
cute.
possible.
No, that was sweet though. That
Right.
was actually really
And
nice.
then I'm watching the episode,
do
and
that.
I'm watching you guys react to the episode, and then I hop back on Terrell's half while TSS was talking. I hop back on to see what's going on, and the episode's over at this point, and I see you all giving it a 6, giving it a fucking giving it low
Yeah.
scores, and I'm like, oh damn. And then everybody starts making, because they said in the chat, they were like, Tyrone, they're making fun of you. They're making fun of you. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? So then I go back and I see they're done making fun of me. They're just ragging on the episode at this point. And then
Okay,
Kuro,
to explain, in case you didn't see that bit there. So what happened was that I told them, and this was only given to me. This is what people said in the chat, because everybody was giving it a 6 to 7, and then I think it was Nut who said, "Okay, what score would you guys give it?" And then someone in the chat wrote, "Tyrone gave it a 9, but he didn't, or she didn't add the bit about you saying subject to change.
Yeah.
They just simply wrote, no, you just straight up gave it a 9." And then Zach came out of nowhere as well and be like, a 9? Tyrone's like the one person I know who will blast Journey's ass like that. Like, he would
Right.
never give a score like that, knowing how this episode was
And-
structured. And that's
and
when everybody
look-
started calling you a simp for a second.
right. But to give, and I was going to give context later because I normally don't give scores during reactions. I wait till the pod. But I gave the score there for a specific reason, and it's related to the same reason that you gave a certain episode a score, which is why I'm going to go back and rescore it when we go. But I gave it that 9, and I'm still standing by that 9, but for a reason. There's a reason, don't worry. And I'll get into it later. But when I went back, I saw everybody freaking out. I wasn't bugged by it for real. I don't think I was bugged by it as much as Kuro was. And obviously I wasn't. Because when I called, I just went to call to see if John was all right. I don't give a shit less if y'all made fun of me. But the minute that everybody took, because Kuro gave it a 10, like right then and there. So, and he said it wouldn't go any lower at all. So then the minute he called Polly, I'm like, uh-oh. And then Polly puts Kuro on speaker and he's like, you people don't understand peak fiction. And I'm like, uh-oh. And, you know, I can see Polly, the wrinkle. I can see the wrinkle on Polly's face as she's like holding the phone. I thought she was gonna drop the phone. Like, I didn't do that.
I mean,
Get
it's
this-
also because of my bias already. I'm indifferent to XY, so I'm just kind of like chilling. You know, I mean, I care about contests, but like, so it was just funny to see literally everyone popping off whether you liked it or not. I'm just like, yeah, that was something.
Right.
but peak fiction for journeys. you know how I feel about character returns at this point.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, everybody knows how I feel about character returns too. I just thought it was funny because Kuro wasn't gonna like. He gave it a 10 with an unmovable 10. This wasn't like me where it's subject to change. Kuro gave it an unmovable 10, and I'm like, even I didn't do that, and I liked the episode.
Yeah, no, but Kuro, in all honesty, we love you very much. It was all just.
I just love how much, like, I just love how quickly it exploded, and that easily made the highlight of the stream right there.
Mm-hmm. Tyrone, I did admit though, I did try to explain like, no, it could change like on Monday possibly. I did try to add it, but of course my comment got being missed because it was just going so much
At that point, I was gonna say, Nessa, at that point, everybody exploded. There was no way.
Everybody exploded. There's no way. Yeah.
There was no way your one comment was gonna be read amongst the millions.
That's like trying to say I tried to use a water gun on a house fire. It's too late, Nessa. You gotta let it burn.
I'll be honest with though, I was like, I am so glad I did not give a score on Friday because I was like, I would never. I guess my heart was just telling it, no, don't give a score. Wait till Monday, and then I didn't think like people will react that crazy with the ratings, and I'm like, whew, thank God I did not give anything that day.
Bro, I'm like, I gave my score. I'm like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, you know?
No matter what, I always stop and wonder, what if Kuro was physically there when that happened? I can only imagine. There's so many different... Like, there's so many different things I can imagine if Kuro's body was physically in that Airbnb when he said that. I am curious to see that, bro. Like, I think about it every day. I wake up. I wake up every morning and go, what if Kuro was there? What if...
It was just wild, though. I was just like, holy shit.
You ever see that scene from the Rugrats movie where what's his name? Drew? Stu's brother, Drew? He was like, you're breaking my arm only because I can't reach your neck.
Oh, yeah, from the movie, I remember that.
Yeah. That's all I think about. I think about it every day I wake up. It's my new alarm clock. Like,
oh, God.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. Shit was so stupid.
Yeah.
But what else did you guys do other than fucking blow up the internet?
I was going to ask that, too.
I was going to say...
aside from the stream, which was the biggest thing... Oh, Polly, we wanted to say something?
I was going to say, generally, you could go with, like, the specific things that we did. I just want to say, generally, it was... one of the coolest things was to see the people who have never been to New York, like... It was like they were like a kid in a candy store. Like their eyes just lit up. Like especially seeing Times Square at night, seeing FEO Schwartz and seeing Rockefeller and
the stores inside.
Especially the Nintendo store. They were like, oh my gosh! Like it was, or even just being on the subway, just having all those experiences that are so normal to. I mean, mostly to Kevin, but myself too. Like. You know, from living there for a year and having family there and just being in close proximity to it, like, it was really, really special to experience New York from their eyes specifically.
Aww.
So,
yeah, that it's the joy of introducing people to a state that you are very familiar with and being able, like, to me, Polly, I think my favorite thing was on the last day we were all out together. And being able to bring him to Spider-Man, in some way, shape, or form.
Well, there was this really sweet moment kind of between me, TSS, and KG where somehow we just all happened to end up on the same side of the restaurant. Because the restaurant, I mean, if you've seen Spider-Man or you just know what it looks like, it's just very tiny. Mm-hmm. I mean, pizza was delicious. But we were also standing there and we were just saying, like, we took a selfie. We sent it to the PokePod group chat that we have. And then we were all just saying, wow, I love our Poke family. And then we were just saying, like, without us, or not without, like, if we all hadn't met as a group or whatnot, like, I don't know, this whole thing wouldn't have happened. Or, like, I forget what the exact words we were saying, but, like, we kind of looked on at everybody else, and it was just kind of this happy moment of, like, wow, like, our family is extended now, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And,
I remember. I remember that clearly because I was the one that gave you that quote there that night. So what I was, it was you that was asking, like, wow, it's insane how big this group has grown, or like we now know all these people. And I remember just saying, like, yeah, had it not been for what we've been doing in the pod or just our shenanigans that we always do every night, like we wouldn't even be a part of this. We wouldn't even be able to experience this and make friends like true, going from online friends to now just genuine friends. You know what I mean? Because there is that line between an online friend and then a friend, because a friend now you've experienced in person and all. And then there's the online friend who you're still super close with, but just hasn't had that opportunity to you meet in person yet. And for me, just being able to say that, like, just look at them and be like, "Yo, those are our friends right there." They came out of their way from countries, from different parts of states to
Homies.
come here, and then to hang out with us and have a wonderful time, and then see all their faces with pure smiles, eating that Spider-Man pizza as well, and John losing his shit, like all around fun. Just it was great. I cannot be more happy with how things shaped up. Thank you, Hikari Chance, for the follow, buddy.
Daddy.
Very much appreciated. So yeah, it was just wonderful time, pizza time. We went to various locations outside of the Spider-Man 2 pizza place, which, by the way, TSS was our navigator for that one, so much blessings on his part as well, for guiding us to the pizza place. We all thought we couldn't make it, but at the end we were able to get there, and it was just a wonderful time. But yeah, there was a lot of things we did. Obviously, we went to watch the Sonic movie, which we will be reviewing in the next hour, so make sure you guys tune in for that. So now the other thing is we went to a sushi place as well to go eat some food together. Not a sushi, I'm sorry, Japanese barbecue place that did also give
Oh, you
sushi.
lied. I don't want to ooh anymore.
Yeah, no. So we ordered this one thing called the Shogun, and it was
I'm taking my ooh back.
it was $220, bro, for like six
What?
people.
What?
Yeah, it was
Hold up.
$220 of meat.
Thing ever.
Wait, for 6 people?
Oh,
For
this
6
this
people.
is like a chain restaurant. It's Yukaku.
Oh, wait, that's not that bad. That means everybody paid about $37.
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
that
bad.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I had to pay for double though.
You did what? I almost said a
Why?
wrong word on here. You did what?
Yeah. So okay, I didn't have to pay the 220 double. That was
No, you had to pay $70.
yeah. Allow me to explain. So one of our buddies doesn't exactly eat meat, and so
Just kidding, I'm kidding.
we had a group of 11, and we ordered 2 meals, and it was for 12. So where the fuck that other meal was gonna go? Well, don't mind if I do, I guess. I just took that shit with me, bro.
And if I do.
Don't mind if I do. And bro, that the dumplings were great. The meat was great. You had to cook it yourself though to make sure it was good and cooked.
Oh, I miss those places. Like I like one of those like cook like I remember went to a Korean restaurant like that where you cook on your own. Like those
I want to say something. I know my cheap ass is penny pincher like a motherfucker. But when you're eating with a bunch of friends together, it like even if you're eating at a shitty ass restaurant, nothing can take that moment away either. That's like a beautiful moment when you're eating. Because like even when I went to go see Lady when we went to SmashCon last year, we're all eating Korean barbecue. There's people sitting at the table going, "Hey, I'm Getsu," or like a couple other friends. They were like, "Yeah, I watch your streams too." And you're just sitting around all these people. It's like, wow, the internet brought our asses here. And I'm eating all their food.
Eating all their food.
Yeah, because everybody got full, and I did, so I wound up eating their food. I'm like, yeah, I'm eating all my fans' food. Look at me.
For us in DC, it was like the shawarma scene when we went to I think McDonald's to get.
Y'all want some shawarma?
Yeah.
I feel like didn't we also eat in the bowling alley too? I remember. And that was
Wait, which one?
when we went bowling that day, we also had ordered some food in the side.
We did order some food at the bowling thing.
Yeah, with I just remember you guys had Chinese food. DJ and I had tacos.
I had Japanese food, and that was after I ditched Folly.
I think was it that I think me and KG had this one little restaurant that I forgot what country it's from though. I think it was like El Salvador. I don't remember or the restaurant, but yeah, it was like they had really good food though.
Yeah.
And then we all ate Sabaros.
It makes me excited for later this year when hopefully if all goes to plan, we'll be able to see each other again.
New York trip, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
I can't believe it got the tickets though. So
I know.
that was lucky.
Yeah. But
Oh, you have anything
overall,
else you
like
want
I don't
to
know
do?
if there's what else. I mean, there's so much we could. I just feel
Yeah,
like
okay. So here are the things I have in the list right here. Okay, we talked
Mm.
about Yukaku. We the movies was also great too. We took the entire row in the back, which was
Nice.
great. Uh,
Nice.
so that was fun. We then went to the Horny Ram, which was the most talked about thing that we were supposed to be doing. And let's just say it is an incredible place, the Horny Ram. I love the Horny Ram. The Horny Ram is such a wonderful, wonderful place, bro. And the food that they had at the Horny Ram was just delicious too. Let me just say the food that they had there, the in particular the pancake burger was sublime. I never thought pancake syrup with a pancake burger with the meat and the egg and the cheese and all that shit would be
Mm.
so immaculate, but it was so good, bro.
Summon diabetes and defense smoke.
It's basically.
I almost died that night. Yes.
I don't know if I should say the story about the horny ram because it was like a joke for. So okay,
I mean,
let's.
I don't think people. Well, actually, who is it involving though?
Well, last year some of us did meet. I think out of the people who went this time, it was me, Zach, and Gus. On TSS was there, and we were supposed to go. Like we were. That was a very kind of thrown together last minute trip. It was still very nice seeing everybody, but it was just not as meticulously planned out. And it was only a few hours. Like it was literally like I got there at 3 o'clock and then I left on the train at 10. So it was just kind of like a day thing. So we really didn't have much of a plan as to where we wanted to go. We were thinking about ramen, but then it wound up being, it was like in the middle of July, it was like sweltering that day. So we were just kind of toying around with places, and then we just like weren't finding anything, or like there were places with long wait times. And then all of a sudden our friend, if you know Animated Ginger, he points across the street and just like, the horny ram. And we just see it and we're like,
Fuck.
wait. It was just one of those things where it's like you hear the name, you see the name, and you need to go check it out.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it just because I mean it's nice. Like I don't know if I want to say like all bells and whistles. Like I've been
No, we got
to
lucky,
bars and
though, that
restaurants.
night.
Yeah, like similar. But it just became like such an inside joke, and then Zach was like, "Well, if we ever go here in the future, like, if we ever have another meetup in the future, we're definitely going to the Horny Ram." So that had to be a staple. That had to be included in the itinerary, and it did not disappoint. Oh,
Oh, damn, it did not, bro. Because, okay, to explain, when we got there, there was actually some problems we had because originally the Horny Ram doesn't necessarily include up to 12 people inside. So it came into chaos with that moment alone because they'd never set up tables for 12, but we were able to get a table for 12. And then they turned out they canceled it, and then we had to reapply it again. And then they're like, oh,
man.
wait, we did cancel it. Oh, shit, we're sorry. Never mind. It's still going. Don't worry. We'll get you your table soon. And so they got us our tables, and then they told us about age restrictions, and they were like, oh, shit, what's going to happen now? And then we find out, no, you're all cool dudes. Okay, you guys can go through. And
Cool too.
yeah, so they just let us through. Who was it? Was it Gus that saved our asses then? Or who was
I
it?
think so. I can't remember.
I think it was Gus because he was the one that persuaded him to let us through with the whole group. We got in, and bro was a lifesaver for that. So we just had a wonderful time in the Horny Ram, and like I stated before, the pancake burger dough was delicious. Everybody's meals looked delicious. The chicken sandwich looked delicious. The freaking just standard burger looked delicious. The drinks that y'all had looked delicious too.
Yes, they were delicious,
So yeah,
and they got me a little buzzed.
no, clearly, clearly because we all had to take Ubers back home.
Yeah,
So yeah.
Alcoholic.
yeah.
Nah, but it was fun there. Everybody didn't really do anything there except just talk the night away. It was just a nice opportunity for everybody to just talk what they wanted to talk about, laugh what they wanted to laugh about, and just let steam out, you know? And I think that's what was the beauty of it. It's just everybody had a chance to really be who they wanted to be and have a wonderful time, you know? And Yeah, it was just great, but it only was greater because of the fact that the table we originally had, which was ass, by the way, got and we didn't complain about that. We were like, okay, fine, we'll accept it. And then a waiter came out and was like, no, hold on a second, we actually got a better spot for you, and it was like the balcony. We had the whole balcony to ourselves, and that was
That's nice.
great. That view was great. The meals in there were great. They even had a heater there too. Just a beautiful spot right there.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, it's very
just
nice.
fun time all around. So that was pretty much for that one night, one day in particular. I mean, we went to Nintendo New York City. We went to Kinokuniya. We went to just these other spots, but nothing really out like groundbreaking there. It's just the traditional. Oh, we're visiting stores and whatnot. I got
Mm,
me.
mm.
And we visited Build a Bear, which by the way, I want you all to say hi. I have her next to me. Everybody in the chat, say hi to Sasha the Glaceon. Is right here, part of the new members in the family.
Oh, it was that the plushes you guys were showing up in the live
Yeah,
stream?
yeah.
Because I
So
saw
Oh.
because you saw what?
Izzy's was the Leafeon, and she named hers Mango.
Yeah, because she didn't realize the Build a Bear. They did her plushie, but they forgot the most important thing when you're supposed to get your hands on a plushie, and that is the fact that you are supposed to name your friend. You are creating your friend. You're building your friend, and so at the end of it, you're supposed to give it a name. So I was able to give my name, but Izzy, who was the one that got her hands on, hey Blaze, how you doing, buddy? I see Blaze, our buddy Blaze in the chat. I saw
Blaze.
I saw Izzy, and she got to do her plushie, which is a Leafeon, by the way, which also isn't even supposed to be available. It's supposed to be an online exclusive, but they had it available in the store.
Oh wow.
So she was super
wow.
happy about it because of the fact that if you were to buy it online, the shipping and handling for that shit would be ridiculous. She's mentioned it would have costed more to ship it than it would have cost for the plushie itself.
Yeah, they knew she was coming all the way from England, and
Yeah.
they had them available. I'd say Izzy's reactions, just in general, like I was saying before, were my favorite part. Just and she got to do a lot afterwards. Like after we all dispersed, and because she spent an extra day. This is Alola Izzy, right, by the way. She was originally part of the technically still part of the Poke Chat run by Goggles in the chat here. She's awesome, but it was kind of like that moment where we were all a little, just a tad protective, just because she's
Everybody
the youngest in
acted
our
like the
group.
big bro / sis towards Izzy.
Yeah,
Aw.
it's weird because she just wound up she's like, well, she was telling me before, oh, I got to see the Statue of Liberty, or I went to the High Line, oh, I went to this famous bakery that you were talking about, I got a cookie. Like, she just went so many places. I think she even went to the Met, or one of the museums, and like wound up just cramming in so much, which I think is awesome. So like, she's the MVP of traveling.
Yeah, she made sure to make her time fully used in that night. Which also, I was so happy that she was safe though, because bro,
Yeah.
when I heard the news that day, I got scared.
Mm-hmm.
And she happened to be around the area too. So
Yeah, there was a whole, I don't know if anybody's seen, but there was a whole thing about these manhole covers, or
explosions.
no, manholes, yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
I think
Really?
she was in the air, she was in Times Square. Yeah, because like she was around people and everybody was kind of asking each other what happened. But no, she was safe, thankfully.
She happened
So-
she happened to get there by the time everything had happened, rather than be there when it happened. Because if you see footage online, there was a woman who was streaming her stuff, I think, or something like that, or maybe was just recording it. And then they show her, and then just suddenly out of nowhere, you hear this loud bang, and everybody just started running like crazy. It was
Oh my
nuts.
gosh.
But
Yeah.
like we stated, though, Izzy was nowhere to be found around there, or any of our other buddies who stayed in New York City. They were all safe, thankfully. So we don't have to
Yeah.
worry about that. But
Well,
yeah,
that's
but that, once again, like the whole big bro / big sis, everybody was just looking up to her and just tried to, see that she's okay and whatnot. Because out of everybody, I think she's the youngest in the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, she was also the MVP with the Morse code when we did the escape room.
Oh, can
which
we talk
I don't know
about
if we
that
should
now,
Yeah,
buddy?
we could talk about that.
yes, that's the thing I wanted to save for the very end, because this is my favorite thing. So, me, Hybrid, Zach, and the others, we were looking up areas to go to these themes called escape rooms. And I'm pretty confident a lot of people are familiar with escape rooms, but to those who might not be, allow me to explain. An escape room is basically a game where you and a group of people have to work together or maybe be against one another, depending on how the game is structured, to where you will have to piece out all these clues that are scattered throughout that one singular room that you're trapped in, by the way, and try to escape within the time limit, or or beat your opponents before they beat you, kind of situation. And so we initially had 2 rooms planned, which was one that was meant to be a horror theme, a shit your pants kind of horror theme, where apparently they even told us, oh, by the way, how many people are going to be there? 6, you said? Okay, there's going to be more than 6 people in there. Just want to let you know in advance. And you can kind of get an idea as to what the hell they meant by that. After that, we then looked into the nuclear annihilation. And I noticed on the side of it, I looked into it, and I saw that that you could you could limit it up to 12 people. So I asked Hybrid about it. I was asking him, yo, man, why do we split up into 2 groups? Wouldn't it make more sense to do a team of 12? And then he was saying, oh, well, you see, if we were to have a smaller group, it'd be a little bit easier for everybody. Because if you have too many people, you could cause this situation where everybody's bickering at one another and could cause this chaos to go down, and nobody will be able to finish anything, and we'll just have wasted our entire time in the escape room.
Yeah, too many chefs in one kitchen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we talked with the lady, and we asked her about it, and she's like, no. See, here's the thing. We recommend you do a full team of 12 because there is, while it is a small room, there is around 30 puzzles that you'll have to complete in under an hour. And if you don't complete it, then of course you'll lose the game. So having more people around with you would be a good idea. So
Yeah,
once
12 brains are better than 6.
Yeah, so when I told Hybrid about this, we're like, okay, you know what? Screw the horror theme. Let's go to the nuclear annihilation room. And let me just say that I was surprised with how well that went. Everybody, I'm not kidding, every single person in that group gave some form of, contributed in some way, shape, or form to help progress us to the next puzzle piece or to the next room. It was so well. And I love that. I was so happy to see that everybody had a piece. Like what Polly said before about Izzy helping out with the Morse code. You saw Pedro over there controlling the steam pressure, or you saw Zach controlling the buttons and the periodic tables in one of the walls, or say I was on the other side working on the detonation of the bomb and whatnot. Like everybody had something. Nobody was left behind. Somebody had the flashlight. Somebody had the puzzle pieces. Somebody put the puzzle pieces together. Somebody figured out the math problem. Somebody figured out the Morse code problem. Somebody figured out the radio problem. Like everybody was doing something. And that was so great, bro. I was so happy about that. And the best part about it all is that we did win. We won at the end of it all with like 5 seconds to spare or something like that. And it just put a smile on my face when you saw that we opened the gate, I hit the buttons, pulled up the door, and the timer ran out. Yo, everybody was just like, yeah, and everybody was like hugging each other, high-fiving each other, celebrating, like, oh my God. It was such a wonderful, wonderful experience that I wish I can go deeper into details about, but honestly, if by some chance, like say with Tyrone or the others, if they come over here and we do that same thing, or maybe another place or another theme in that area, I think it'd be a lot of fun. And it's one of those you have to be in there to experience it, to understand why people love it so much. And I had a wonderful time with it, bro. And I don't know about you, Polly, but I did.
Sorry.
And shut up there, Siri. Apparently, Polly says Siri. But Polly, like, what did you think, though? Like, for me, like I stated, I loved it. I loved every minute.
Yeah.
I loved that Pedro got included, Zadie got included, Gus.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing something.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to Blaze in the chat because he was part of our group, and it was awesome getting to meet him. He's such a nice guy, so shout out to you, Champion Blaze.
Hell yeah, buddy.
And second of all, he made he made Zach sound like Walter White, like with the periodic table. I mean, he really was. Though.
Yeah, we were joking. What the hell are you talking about? Like, shit.
No, he's really good at that though. I was because I at the beginning I was it was always on my bucket list to do an escape room, but I was a little nervous because I know I'm not too familiar with that kind of number one with that kind of topic of like, oh, we have to disable like the nuclear plant, or then and there's like also a lot of math involved, and I'm not the greatest at math, so like I'm trying to figure out what to do. But I what I really loved was it was Hybrid, who was kind of like throughout the whole trip, he was actually kind of like the dad friend. We consider him the dad friend, just making sure that everybody was okay, everyone was included. That some of us had some water to drink after some escapades went down involving some of the alcohol, just dad friend stuff like that. But he was also the MVP, I'd say, just with his leadership skills during the escape room, like making sure just everybody was either doing something or just felt included and or was just contributing somehow. So I thought that was really cool, and that's how I think he kind of like prompted me to become a little bit more confident in solving some of the puzzles, or at least just helping some of the others. So I thought that was really cool, and I had an awesome time. Like it was just, I didn't think that I would have contributed as much as like I felt like I did. So yeah, it was an awesome experience, and I'd like to do more escape rooms in the future, whether it's with you guys or So
Or just personal friends, like that we don't know. But yeah, like those escape room experiences, I wish I can do again, and maybe we can in some point. But if we ever do another meetup again in some moment in the future where we see them again for another round, and there happens to be an escape room there, I would more than be happy to join you guys, because I know y'all can work together and we can all come out on top. Like we stated, sometimes having too many people in one room can often cause a lot of chaos. But the chaos that we had ourselves in there was some of the best, because it was chaos, but there was no genuine anger or issues happening towards anybody. Everybody loved each other. Everybody cared for each other. Everybody looked up for each other. Make sure everybody was having a good time. Nobody got neglected. Everybody did something, whether it be hit the buttons or push the switch or read the Morse codes or unlock the key door with the coding and whatnot. Everybody had something. And I think that was the best part about that trip. Like, to me, my favorite thing, no matter what, whenever we talk about this again in the future, that right there will probably be my favorite thing we did in that event, even more than the stream we had. That will always be an experience, because that's something that only we ourselves can truly appreciate, because it's never been recorded. It's only just something we have in our memories. And I think that's the beauty of this trip, is just creating some wonderful memories with peeps that we've known for a long time and now see them as very close friends of ours. So.
Yeah, I agree. And again, just generally, it was just cool. I'd say getting to know the people who I, wasn't originally that close with, or just really didn't know too well. Like I was saying with Blaze and with Hybrid, especially because Hybrid, I'd say out of the 5 that are now in the Champion League, he was kind of the one where I just statistically knew the least. Like we barely had conversations, and I don't even remember when he was added to the server. So it was cool, like just to talk, because at one point we're kind of like, before everyone else got there, it was like me, Hybrid, Izzy, Pedro, and Zadie. We're kind of like, hey, maybe we should like talk about our regular lives outside of Like, obviously we have
gossip,
Pokemon in common, but like, yeah, we have Pokemon in common, but like,
I'm
what do
so
you do for a
sorry,
living?
Hybrid.
We're like, well, what do you actually do for a living? Like, what are your hobbies and interests outside of this game, as wonderful as it is? So I was kind of sharing a little bit about my life, and it was nice getting to know about Hybrid and Zadie and just the people that
we don't really interact that much with.
Yeah, so
And
that was wonderful.
it was. If I had to give it a rating, it's just a 8 out of 10 with a 7.
Yes. Well, the Airbnb's rating
Okay, let's talk
About
about that
that.
Airbnb
Oh, no.
experience.
Yeah.
Can I talk about that, buddy?
Yes.
That was
Yeah.
poop.
No. Okay, so allow me to explain because we went to three different we were gonna almost go through three different phases of Airbnb. So we
Oh my
had
God.
one room already set up to go for us, right? Everything was looking great. We were ready to go and head off to our fun time. And then I think it was 2 days before our trip. That room that we ordered was canceled, and the reason why is apparently something happened to that house to where it is straight up unlivable. So you can't even
Oh.
be in there. Nobody could be around that area. We had to pretty much bank it on like finding another spot. Excuse me. And then Polly came up to us and she started calling us about this, and we were so scared because like, oh shit, it's a couple of days. They're gonna be coming here. What's gonna happen? Right? So what went down was that the person who was the owner of that original place that broke down said, okay, you know what? We found this other place. Now, we know you ordered for 3 nights, but this other place offers 2 nights at least. So we'll get you that spot right there for you guys. Which that in itself was a red flag because I was like, wait, why the hell did you guys decide to shift our money over there to that side to begin with? And then the second thing was the location of that spot. Now, allow me to explain it in the best way possible. When we talked about that place and TSS discovered it about the location of it, his immediate response was all the thing we needed just to say, okay, we need to go somewhere else. Because his response was, and I quote, fuck no. Get the fuck out of there as soon as you can. Don't even think about being in there. Get your asses out. I was like, what happened? And then I found the location once you guys told me about it. I'm like, oh God, that's 3 blocks away from that spot. And we were like, yeah, we could, no. So,
What? God.
so then after that, I had to leave the call, and then Polly found another spot, which was, I believe, or TSS, I think, also helped you with that one, right?
He did help because I was kind of looking like at that point I was like, this is a disaster, kind of panicking. So I was glad to have him on the call. Even like I appreciate it because he wasn't even staying in the Airbnb with us, so it was nice to have him help. Like
Yeah, he was being a good guy. And also, TSS and the trip all around was just a great guy to hang with, too. He had a lot.
TSS saved your asses, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But to be fair, we weren't expecting it to be like that to begin with. He just happened to be there at the right place at the right time. And if it wasn't for him, I don't know where the hell we would all be at this moment. Well, I mean, I'd be home, but I don't know where the other ones would be. So
The other place that you guys got, did you guys stay there for 3 nights then?
yeah, the new place we went to, yeah, that was 3 nights.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so we were able to get back our original thing again, but the chaos that went down by that. But let's talk about the house, bro.
well, first of all, at one point I saw a cockroach, and I, like Misty,
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
am terrified of bugs and rodents. Actually, I was so afraid there was gonna be like a mouse or a rat like around because obviously New York is known for that. I've seen them on the subway or near the subway, so I'm like,
Yeah, we actually got to see a New York rat, actually. Yeah, so I mean, hey, listen, at least that gave an opportunity for Izzy and the others to be like, yo, we got to experience the New York rat.
New York rat.
Yeah, so.
But so they got rid of. There was one cockroach in the bathroom that apparently. That happened while you and I and Izzy, Kevin, were at getting some groceries. So they quickly, like, I don't know if they threw it off the balcony or something, but Hybrid's like, Adrian, like, want to be honest with you. You're not going to like this, but have to be honest. There was a cockroach in the bathroom. There was one in the hallway, too. And I was just terrified. He was, like, covering my face because... But not only that, it was decent for like the purpose it served, like the Airbnb.
Yeah, we were only there for like an hour a day, basically.
Yeah, the best thing about it was that everyone had a place to sleep. There's nobody who was on a floor or even on a couch, even if they wanted to be on a couch. There was
because
a spot.
we did have like more people than beds, but everybody just huddled up with one another. So.
Yeah, but Yeah, it was. I can't say it was the cleanest though. It was a little bit of an older place. I mean, and then the shower situation.
Oh my god! Not even the shower, the toilet too.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, y'all live
So-
like this?
We
No,
lived like
literally-
that for a few days. It was so bad, Tyrone. We didn't learn about it, but the pipes are all connected. That's how
Oh my
bad it
God.
was. So if somebody on the other side of the bathroom was using the hot water, and somebody somebody was taking a shower on that side, and somebody else was taking a shower on the other side, the water would like split. So you will either get pretty much pneumonia cold water, or blazing hot water that will leave you red marks on your body.
Oh, y'all were living in
Oh
the
my-
ghetto.
Yeah.
That shit
That's
was
so
that bad, bro.
Y'all were in the
Listen, I'm sorry. I had to live by
ghetto.
Axe body spray for the next 3 days.
Yeah.
I listen. I would not put my goddamn hands in that shower, knowing I could go through that. I was like, I'm just gonna clean my face, clean my hair, but the rest of my body, for like
Yeah.
a solid minute.
Damn.
I mean, the second and third days were okay. Like we're fine. Like I guess maybe there's somebody living below in the level below us. So I mean, maybe he realized that like the pipes were wonky, and he got somebody to fix them. I don't know how they randomly started working again, but
So you guys have other people too besides you guys? All together?
yeah, and that was another thing too. So it was funny because I don't know if you guys stayed until the very end of that stream, the reaction, but they were very strict on having no noise or loud music after like I think it was like 9:30. They said on the agreement that I had to sign. And I got a little worried there because obviously during the reaction especially, we were very, very rambunctious and just kind of all gassed up from watching the episode and all the different reactions and opinions. So
All
we
you hear
were
at the end of the stream was,
and we were like, oh shit.
and you saw everybody's heads turn to the right.
Cause y'all
Yeah.
making too much fucking noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
So
and then, but I love that nobody realized it, and we're just like, nah, we just gotta end the stream now for tonight, boys. All right, we'll talk with y'all later. Take care,
Yeah.
everybody. Bye.
yeah. The guy he was like, are you guys being quiet now? So he looked pissed, but he wasn't like yelling or anything.
Yeah, he
But
didn't
after-
yell. He just said, "You'll be quiet now," and we'll
Shut
be
the
like,
fuck up.
"Okay."
Yeah.
We'll
After that,
be
we
quiet
really
if you
had to
fix
make
this
sure.
damn lamp
Yeah,
above our
that's right.
head.
Will you fix
Exactly.
this fucking door?
my god.
Actually, we could have said that because the door at the bottom wasn't even able to close, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
it
y'all were
was,
living in the ghetto. Y'all were living
I
in the
know.
hood.
No,
Yeah,
but
it was
at least on the
fun.
bright side, I did find a store named Prestige. So
yes.
there was that.
Oh, nice.
Wait, I need to. Did I share that? I'll share the
Yeah, you
pictures
shared
for the
that image
Discord,
where you
yeah.
where you see me pointing at Prestige and you had like a red arrow just lining up over there.
Oh,
gonna
hold
show
up.
the-
I said it
the
earlier today.
Discord.
KG's selling snacks.
Yeah, I own a restaurant, surprisingly, I guess.
So,
We share that in the Discord too.
so regarding about the Airbnb, then, so yesterday was your last day, then, right?
Yes. Like, we had to be out of there before 1, I think, or some shit like
1
that.
o'clock. Oh, okay, so that explains it then. Because I was trying to ask you, but it kind of didn't go down exactly what I planned. So, but I
Yeah.
just all I wanted to
No,
know.
everybody just got up. They just left. We all said night-night, and then we just left. Did that
Gotcha.
store sell Nutty Buddy?
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Greetings, everyone. Would you like yourself a nice...
Evie, it's funny you mentioned that, my guy. It's funny you mentioned that.
Oh, my
Hello,
Lord. Yeah,
Evie.
there it is. I was just pointing at Prestige over there at the side. Good look.
I see the picture, like, prestige.
Nice.
Prestige. It
Was
was a
Chef
pretty
Ramsay
safe
visiting your
neighborhood.
restaurant, KG, for kitchen nightmares?
Yes.
I would assume that the restaurant's bad. But as you can tell by the title, it's prestige quality in there, bro.
But at least for the Airbnb, though, it was close to everything it sounded, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there was a mall there. None of us really went there.
And
But to be
Oh.
fair, the only reason why is because we weren't even meant to be there.
what?
Yeah, I spent
Remember
a long
that
because
Airbnb place? Do I go for psychic or metronome? I always bank on metronome. Rely on luck. Well, actually, that's just me though. I don't know about you, buddy.
Yeah. No, I took a while to get there. I had to take the train, and then TSS laid out these meticulous directions for me over a voice message. It's like, Polly, you're gonna take the Q23 bus to blah blah street, and like I was trying to write it all down because he was talking fast, and like
So,
I had to
no,
take.
that's wrong. I told you to go to blah blah street.
He's like,
No,
Polly, I made a
no,
mistake. You're
no.
actually gonna go
I
take the
can't.
F train. Yeah. No, it was just funny because at the same time you guys were waiting around at the mall, I was like panicking, like basically it was drive to the train station, then take the train all the way to Penn Station, then take the subway to Queens, then I was originally going to have to take a bus and then walk a couple blocks. Like,
Now you're
there's this whole
lost.
a little skipping a jump.
Turn
Everyone's-
right to this wall right here.
Yeah, and then the lady's like, "Oh no, we can just sign at the Airbnb." So I literally had to Uber and go all the way back. That was a mess, and it was raining out too. So
Oh,
that's
bro,
why
the rain was hilarious.
Yeah,
Pedro was so ridiculous that night. My man was like, "Okay, let's go. It's not raining." We open the door. It's pouring outside. This man's willing to go outside in the rain without a hoodie, without anything. He went out with a shirt, and we're like,
Oh my god.
"You sure about this, buddy?" And we told his ass to go back upstairs because he doesn't have anything on him. And we're like, "Listen, I'd rather your ass be healthy and clean, and I don't want you to catch a cold in the middle of this goddamn weather if you're gonna go out with just a shirt." So.
Because especially where he's coming from too, I'm like, I'm pretty sure like it being for someone warm to a colder state.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good for him at all whatsoever.
Yeah, honestly, Goggles, the weather was kind of, like, say, was the only disappointing part. Like, the first day, like, that Thursday it rained. Friday was pretty nice. Like, Friday was the night we did, like, the horny ram, and that's why we were able to go
Thank
outside
God
on the
Horny Ram
balcony.
didn't rain that night. I would have been
Yeah.
sad.
Saturday it wasn't raining, it was just really cold.
It was
and
drizzling.
Kinda windy. Yeah.
And then if you like look at the images of us at the
Funny.
park, you'll notice like the clouds was a little dark over there in the side. And that was just because of the fact that the storm was coming, but we were able to get into the train in time. And during the time we were inside the train, the rain just took off, and then we got back out, and everything was all wet everywhere. And we're like, well, at least we didn't have to be in the rain though, so that was good. So yeah.
Yeah. I also, before we move, because I assume we probably want to move on and talk about Sonic
movie,
and I
yeah.
guess Kingdom Hearts 4, which I'm not too familiar with, but I don't know if you guys want to.
Kingdom Hearts. Here's my quick review on Kingdom Hearts 4.
Nah.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I just want to make. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to jump into this whole thing. I just want to also I gave a shout out to him on Twitter, but I also want to say, shout out to Infamous Trainer, because he was supposed to be with us, and there was a discrepancy with the airport. I think the pilot or the people at the airport decided to go on strike or something.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
And then there was weather issues also. And no matter what, he was trying to book flights to the other airports in our area, and it just was not working out. Like he would have. It just wouldn't have been convenient. They were flights that left at night, and he wouldn't have been able to spend amount of time that would have made it financially worth it to come all the way across the country.
Aw.
So just
Side
random.
note: always be nice to your pilots. The last thing you want to hear, while you're millions of feet in the air, is some guy in the cockpit go, "You know what?
I
Fuck it."
quit.
Yeah.
Just like the Malaysia Airlines.
Yeah. So we felt so bad that we had a very good time, but at the same time that we were just man.
Yeah, I felt
we
bad
wish Infamous
because
was here.
also it sucked too because in the call group that we were in together, he's still in there.
Yeah.
So he's hearing us go and have fun and shit. And it must have hurt for him, bro. It must have hurt so much.
I would have been
But-
pissed though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, same.
Yeah, same.
Man, to think that your entire thing changed only because of a strike that you had no control, and then the company straight up had to lie to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Had to
Yeah.
have sucked, bro. Because they gave
yeah.
you this sense, sort of hope only for it to just be taken away like that. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
But once again, much love to our buddy Infamous, and we know that we couldn't meet each other during this first round. But that doesn't mean it's the end of it. We'll always have another opportunity. In fact, it's already getting so nuts that apparently y'all were already planning for the next trip in the trip we were currently in.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
we already have an idea where we're going for next year. So
Yeah,
this group that we found ourselves in, there's a part two to it at some point in the future.
And hopefully Infamous will join us. In fact, when we were in Central Park, Zach, Ref, John, and Hybrid took a picture, and they purposely left a gap in the middle so they could Photoshop it.
Yeah, they could Photoshop the PNG of him. I know that was in Central Park, yeah, right?
Yeah,
When we
yeah.
were in the bridge.
Yeah.
Aw.
So,
Aw.
yeah. Shout out to you, Infamous.
Yeah, we
I
love
got
you,
it.
boy, man, and we hope that things will go suiting for you in the next round. But hey,
Oh.
that's why. Listen, man, just because one door closes on you just like that doesn't mean that everything will come to an end at that moment. There'll always be more opportunities for you in the future. You just
For
gotta
your-
keep going for it.
Oh, I was like, for your next trip, though, are you guys gonna do New York again or a different place?
I should come to Canada.
Here is no idea yet. I'm reading what they're saying right now in the WhatsApp. So I'm looking up on the deets and whatnot, and I'm seeing, and I'm like, okay, if that's their idea, we'll go for it. But right now, I can't give any specifics, and also I'm pretty confident we're not.
If we
even
go to
supposed to. It's
Canada,
supposed to be
Emmy,
private.
that'll be the first time that your area would be the first place that I ever left the U.S.
Really?
Uh,
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, I've never left the U.S. before.
I don't
Damn.
even think with these trips that we're taking right now, I don't even think we're going to leave the U.S. anytime soon.
Oh, I need to wave to you guys from Diagon
Come get
Falls.
your ass out of Canada and come over
the
here,
only-
buddy.
It's the only
Yeah.
place in Canada I've been
Dude,
to.
Emmy,
actually.
bro, first of all,
What?
let me just say, they also took a chance to talk about every single one of y'all in just our moments of chit chatting. They talked about Tyrone, they talked about Terrell, they even talked about you, Emmy, as being one of the new members for
Oh.
I don't know if you remember
Most
about it, Paul.
disrespectful shit ever heard in my life.
Just-
Hey, listen, man, as they say, imitation is the
The greatest form of flattery. Yeah, I know.
Exactly. So
Yeah, 'cause they had to go to fucking mock me. I was like, yeah, it looks like Zach finally gonna earn his 200,000 subscribers right there, just imitating my voice.
I like when
Oh,
he's like,
my heart.
man, Terrell.
man.
Man, eat a dick.
That's exactly that right there, bro. But one final thing to say to just wrap up this NYC trip in general, something that only a few of us will really truly understand.
Y'all stole that from the Brown
God.
family.
I know, I was gonna say
Yeah.
that.
I knew they were gonna say
No,
that too.
but see, that's how we talked about some of you guys, bro. Because with Emmy, everybody's like Emmy.
Oh my god, I love that.
Or like TG3.
Oh no.
Oh god.
The insane
Oh,
game.
I'll promote this.
JP.
Oh,
Geese. Or my favorite one,
God.
Bees.
Nani?
She was great. Oh man,
Yeah.
all fun. I can't wait to meet them again, bro. I can't wait. We really became our own one part of family.
Well, the
right
next
there.
time y'all do that, I'll be there that time. So.
Oh gosh.
Well, hopefully
I know,
you will.
That's gonna be some clownery. The
Yeah.
PokePod.
They were even
meetup
asking
later.
why you weren't able to join this trip.
Because I'm
Yeah.
going to New York again, and I've got
Yeah, and
the money.
I already told them that you're coming to New York this year. So unfortunately, you were unable to join us for that. But I told him that hopefully, if things go well next year, he'll be able to join us then.
Aw.
We'll see what happens. Once again, the future is still pretty open out there for what anybody could go through. But I hope everybody has had a wonderful time in the NYC trip there. From chasing Tom Holland to eating at Horny Rams to watching the Sonic movie, which we'll be reviewing in just a minute, and to just saying "she" out loud during the stream's reaction, which was my favorite thing when it came to just as a group right there to have everybody react to an episode. I loved it. I loved it all. and we got great ass memes out of it, bro. John and Hybrid had became a meme duo in the Discord community. Y'all were nuts in the generals, bro. Somebody like slapped everybody's face towards one another, whether it be my face on some sort of chalkboard or Hybrid's face with John, and they're just like being chased or some shit. I don't know or Hybrid becoming Thanos and John becoming like Spider-Man and legit. Nah, it was fun.
Well, I just look at memes in the Champion World server.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah, you see JPR smacking Kuro.
That's beautiful.
I'm sorry, Kuro. I had to.
No, you didn't. But I'm glad you
Yeah,
did.
I didn't have to.
But I'm glad you did. Oh,
yeah.
man. So yeah. Just happy all around. Just happy times all around. But let's wrap up that happy, fun time, though, with the last thing we didn't really get a chance to talk about in that experience that we had, Polly. And that was the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 film that released, which is the next big topic we're going to be talking about. So what do you guys say? Let's get right into it then. So, ladies and gents, the sequel to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie finally dropped just a couple of days ago. And I'm assuming everybody here in this call had the chance to already see the film. I know a couple of y'all did, but Emmy, I don't think I know for you if you got a chance to watch it yet or not.
No, I was supposed to watch it this weekend and it didn't happen, so no, I didn't watch it.
All right, so Emmy, I'm going to just
Terrell
move your Pikachu away from the camera right now. There you go, buddy.
All right.
Sorry, no spoilers to
get a-
Pikachu. There you go. We'll
No
leave.
spoilers.
Yeah, exactly.
You
We'll
said
leave
what,
you right-
Emmy?
Yeah.
You said what, Polly?
I wonder if we get, because I know Terrell saw it, right?
Terrell
He did.
saw
I
it.
wonder if
He
we
did.
could
He
get
was the
him to-
first one to see it of the group.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm asking him if he wants to.
Yeah,
But,
go for it.
Yes, it was a great experience. I was not expecting it to be, like, as amazing as it. Like, I was like, oh, this is cool because obviously I love Tails and Knuckles, even as a casual fan. But like, I was honestly blown away. Like, it was great.
I was like, was your like a full theater, or you had like, or just some of you guys?
We had a pretty full theater. I think we. This was
We
one of
had
the earliest
the theater
things
with
we
the
did.
seatings.
Yeah, because we were like, okay, we all want to sit next to each other, so we're gonna do this ahead of time. Like literally the day that the tickets came out, we were like, we gotta reserve an entire row. So,
we did the
but
back.
everybody was really like with all the character reveals, everybody's really enthusiastic, which was great. Because the last time there was one like movie that came out that I saw where it's like everyone was just so bland and like didn't react to it. Oh, it was Spider-Man. I think it was the second time.
What?
It was No Way Home. It was the second time I saw it,
What?
and like people like didn't like barely.
Who the
It
fuck
might
were
have
you
been.
guys, right?
Yeah, where did you go?
Is that the same? Is that the same theater that the actor who played Daredevil went to? Because apparently he didn't get no reaction either, and he was so sad because his wife was there too.
I mean, my only theory is that was a couple of days after it had come out, so maybe this was a group that like had already seen it the first time and weren't gonna be as like surprised at
Or maybe they just didn't want to ruin the movie. They actually wanted to hear it, I guess.
Yeah, so that was the last movie theater going experience I had. So this just made it better because people were clapping and cheering, especially our friend Pedro, who is a huge Sonic fan. I would check if he would want to say something. I don't know if he's busy, but I know
Dude,
that
Pedro blasted my left ear because he was like sitting right next to me on the left side. So he would be like, "Woo!" He would be the initiator. His screaming would activate the whole theater crowd, bro. Because I since I'm next to him, I know who actually says the things first. So he started screaming first, and then everybody in that theater followed soon after, bro. Yeah, he brought that energy up to a 12 in that theater. Honestly, Pedro was the MVP in that movie scene right there. Like, you would think that would be annoying, but no, man. His enthusiasm and just his, like, energy brought so much into that theater.
You guys were lucky though. I think where I went to a lot in the theater I had there was a lot of kids because we kind of went during the afternoon, so there was a lot of parents with bringing on like a lot of little kids. So I was sitting next to like a 6-year-old, and then my friend like was sitting next to another family. So it was kind of like like so, just like these just the kids laughing. But I think the most reaction we had was there was a scene in there where when it was a human counterpart, everyone went kind of crazy there, and I think that was the reaction we had.
Oh man, I can't wait to start breaking down the thing more a little bit. But yeah, so experiences aside, though, what do you say we go and talk about the actual film itself? All right, so Polly, since you were the one that brought this whole thing up first, I want to hear from you first, buddy. What did you think about the film in general, and what was your overall experience like with that?
Honestly, just awesome. So I'm a pretty casual Sonic fan. Actually, I'd say I'm a really casual Sonic fan. Like the only two games I've actually played.
True.
What?
And I'm just fucking with you.
I know. I told you this before. It's only literally been Sonic Advance for my Game Boy when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and which was, I have fond memories of playing that game. But and then for the GameCube, it was Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which I have a lot of fond memories of, even though it's just me playing mostly in the Chow Garden as Knuckles and taking care of them and selling pumpkins on the black market to get Chow eggs. But anyway, um, I'm very like one of my best friends is super into Sonic. Like, so we'd like sit and draw him all the time. Like, she had a birthday party once, if I remember. We like at this like painting like art place, and like we all like kind of like a paint and sip, but like before those things existed, just learning how to draw a specific character, and it was Sonic. So like Sonic's always been a part of my childhood. Maybe not as much as others who have really gotten invested deeply into the games and even into the cartoon and whatnot. But it's still something I'm very fond of. So like when the first one came out, I thought it was just a very sweet ode to him, and it was a very cute origin story. I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but I thought it was cute. It was simple. This, I was not expecting it to be as authentic to the original material as it was. And that's, I think, the thing I appreciate most about it. Like, this is how you do a video game movie. Like, it was, like, it told its own story, but it was just so authentic in the characterizations of Tails, Sonic, Knuckles, Eggman, like, yeah, just even the story itself. It was just more action-packed, and, like, everybody... like the pacing was great. Everyone got a chance to contribute to the plot. Like Sonic and Tails' friendship was just so pure and wholesome. Um, Knuckles was hilarious. Um, just how he was kind of like, he's so angsty, but he's like stupid at the same time because he doesn't know about like regular things like ice cream or baseball games and stuff. So that like, I don't want to spoil too much, but like the scene at the end was just like one of my favorite parts with him. And I also like how the humans also were like relevant, I guess. Whereas like sometimes like they are kind of overshadowed by like the creatures themselves. Like another, like I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Like that's the first thing that comes to mind. But where they're just the humans are just not as relevant or even not as likable. This time, I really liked all the humans and like how they kind of extended on their stories just a little bit with the wedding and such. But yeah, just really enjoyable experience. I do wish I was a little disappointed they didn't have as much music from the games. Now I don't know if that's a licensing issue, but it would have been so cool to have Crash 40 playing like Live and Learn in the background of like the climax of the movie. Like that would have been cool. But just everything from like even like the callbacks to pop culture or even the callbacks from other games was awesome. Like there's a part with the water bubble where Sonic was underwater. And I think they played a little bit of the theme where it's like you're starting to run out of breath. It's like dun 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 dun. Yeah, yeah. I did hear a little bit of that, which was cool. So that was a nice callback to that. So yeah, I think that's all I had to say. It was great movie watching experience and overall great movie. I think I definitely I'll like see it again um, if I could. So yeah.
Neat. I too also want to see it again for a third time. Not gonna lie, because I already saw it twice. So I'll
Thanks,
explain that.
KG.
What, you
I know.
too, buddy?
No, just you. Just
Oh, okay.
you.
Well, actually, speaking of which, Tyrone, since you are the next person who had said something, what do you think about Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog numero dos?
So going into this,
Oh, actually,
obviously,
I'm sorry, Tyrone, I have to ask,
uh,
should we spoil shit or not, or is too soon?
wait till next week.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
Okay.
All
I
right.
was,
Well,
I
we'll
was
keep
like,
the
did I
clean
spoil too
review
much?
and then the spoiler
No.
review.
No, you didn't really spoil anything. So going into this though, it's a video game movie. My video game movie expectations are always lower than literally any other movie's expectations because video game movies. I'm sorry, Detective Pikachu and Sonic alone aren't gonna save their reputation because Mortal Kombat fucking exists. But that aside, when I looked at this, I was expecting. They kind of did what I was expecting already with terms of representation of how the video game world was. The first Sonic movie was clearly doing one job: get Sonic adjusted to the human world and get the audience adjusted to Sonic. And it did that. It did it in the basest way possible. Get Sonic into an environment where he's playing buddy cop with, an actual cop. It's pretty much set like all the other movies in like the 80s and early 90s where one cop is with an unlikely person. If you've ever seen things like Who Framed Roger Rabbit or that one movie with Whoopi Goldberg and the goddamn dinosaur, which is obscure reference as that is, I'm sure TSS knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Then you'll know what I'm talking about. Just like the cop teamed up with the unlikely thing. Or hell, even if you could debatably say like Rush Hour's like that too, where two unlikely people have to team up to do a thing. So yeah, it did a good job of that. Sonic 1 did a good job of that as being a basic movie set. And it was very clear the second movie's job was to get more video game stuff involved into the already established world. And I think that's a nice transition because obviously we get Tails, we get Knuckles, and we get a more, I guess you can say, Eggman-esque Eggman. I will say Jim Carrey's Eggman this time around feels a little bizarre, but not outside of the range of what Jim would normally do. Because if you've ever watched The Mask, which is the movie that's like his movie, that like most people associate him with that, you can see, oh, he's Jim Carreying right here. Like, this is Jim Carreying. Jim Carreying? You know what I mean?
Jim Carrey in this film, damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. He's doing his Jim Carreyisms. But yeah, he's cringy. There we go. He's cringy, but Carrey cringy. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense. So it doesn't annoy me as much as if, like, say somebody else did it. Because he's always been animated, so it works in an animated movie. After that though, like Polly kind of already nailed on it, the relationships are very believable. It's not just, oh, this character is added on and thus they're immediately a part of the cast and we have to just get used to it because most of the audience probably played the video games. But I do like the fact that, they throw in a couple of references there. I don't want to spoil any of them except for maybe one that I thought was nice, and it's so minute that it is barely noticeable. It just involves the chase scene that was in the trailers and the truck that shows up. The truck has words on it that if you played Sonic 4, just be on the lookout for that truck. So that's always cool. And it definitely shows that there's a lot of love put into this. People who made this movie, it's very clear they did their research on the lore of Sonic and how the Sonic universe works. And they were able to meld it well with a created plot. Because you got stuff like Long Claw, who was talked about, the owl. And they were mentioned in the first movie. Long Claw is an original character. And they found a way to implement that plot into that and, do creative stuff with that as well, too. So it's good to see that while they are borrowing lore from, actual video game, they're finding a way to comfortably meld it into what's happening. So it never feels out of place. I will say the only downside is, again, because it's Sonic 2, it has two strikes against it, no pun intended. It is a sequel to a movie, and it is a sequel to a video game movie, nonetheless. So, in order to be completely comfortable with this movie, you have to not only watch Sonic 1 for context, but be a Sonic fan to, completely understand it all. Otherwise, if you just watch Sonic 2 blindly, you're gonna be fucking confused. Like, really confused. Not just because you didn't watch the sequel, but, I mean, the movie that came before it, but because you're not a Sonic fan. Now, do you have to be a Sonic fan to watch Sonic 2? No. Do you have to watch Sonic 1 to watch Sonic 2? Kinda. Kinda. I mean, you can watch any movie you want blind, but this one is the worst movie to watch blind. Even more so than Sonic 1. Sonic 1, I'll say 2 was better than 1, but that's only because 1 exists. That's the only reason. But that's literally the only thing I have to say about it. I thought it was a fun time, and I really enjoyed it. Now, when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll definitely pick it up.
As a score, what'd you say was again?
Oh, yeah. So video game movies get 2 scores always from me. How it holds up as a movie and how it holds up as a video game movie. How it holds up as a movie, I'm gonna have to unfortunately give it, I'm gonna give it a 5. Not a 5. I'll give it a 6 as a movie. As a movie. Well, you can remember what I said before. You have to not only watch this, you have to also watch the first movie and be a fan. Which puts 2 strikes against it. It's unfortunate. That's not the movie's fault per se. It's the shit the movie's coming from. As a Sonic movie, as a video game movie, I will definitely give this a solid 8.
Nice.
Yeah.
As long as you had a fun time all around, I think that's what matters the most. Buddy.
Yeah, it's clear there's a lot of love being put into this to make it so that you can enjoy it.
I can tell you this though, Live and Learn is in the Japanese version.
What?
Really?
According to what I think,
they always get everything.
I think they might be referring to Sonic X though, which I think Sonic X did have it. Unless they're referring to this one. No.
Live and Learn was in the Sonic X episode where Shadow and Sonic fight Bio-Lizard.
Yeah.
We didn't get that. We just got generic orchestrated music.
Yeah, which I think that's the biggest criticism I have for the film is like there is some music of Sonic, but there isn't a lot of it.
Yeah, instead we get fucking this beat is my recital. Rocket stricken.
That was an interesting part with I don't want to. In the where are they? Sweden or I forget.
I honestly got really.
I think they were in Sweden. Yeah.
Ours in the movie. And that's actually one of my favorite songs. I was like, I remember dancing to that part. Yeah, that was in that when they went to Siberia. Yeah, sorry, but yeah.
Oh,
the chat wrote it. So I mean, that's also.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, that's not really it's a location, and you guys see it in the trailer, so I guess.
Yeah.
So here, we'll say this in another part of the world. How about that?
There we go.
Uptown, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nessa, then I will pass this on to you because I know you've seen the movie as well. What did you think about it, buddy?
So interesting enough for this movie, this is actually my first movie. I actually went to as a main film because before the pandemic hit, the last movie I watched was actually the first Sonic movie. So
Wow.
it was kind of like cool, coming back from the first one, and I'm coming back. My first movie back in the theater was this one. Like I actually didn't go to the theater to watch the latest Spider-Man because I got paranoid when the other fun crap that hit late December. So I was like, hell no. And so I was like, so I still haven't watched Spider-Man at this point. But anyways, for Sonic, I enjoyed it. I had a good time when I was in the theater watching that movie, and I guess like the second one had a lot more going on, and I was surprised of how many video game references I recognized in that movie. So there was like a lot of like sprinkle in as the movie going, and also they have some funny moments that I enjoy that and I already mentioned one about the Uptown Funk from Bruno Mars, and then some other older music. My best friend, she hates Tails, so she got cringy with Tails every time you get.
All right, defriend her then. Shit.
The reason, no. the random valid reason, though, because I guess when she played Sonic 2 as a kid, like, whenever she paired up with Tails, Tails kept killing her, so...
It's not the movie's fucking fault.
But good news is she ended up liking Tails in the movie, so that was...
Oh.
So that was the good news. She was like, Tails wasn't terrible, so we'll leave it at that. But I was just like, okay. But no, but yeah, Tails was so much fun in the movie. I enjoyed Tails. Knuckles cracked me up too as well, because it's like I kept hearing. It took me a bit though to separate from Knuckles and the actor Idris Elba too, because I'm kind of familiar with that actor, so I kept hearing him the most. But then as the movie went on, then I was kind of like, oh, starting to get used to being more Knuckles. But I was like, there was a couple scenes that killed me every time, and there's like I think a trope in there. I won't reveal it, but every time they do it, you're like, oh god! He was like, thanks Knuckles. I sadly can't, because that's a spoiler in the movie. But yeah, otherwise, so overall I had a good time. There was I guess a couple criticisms I have, like I guess because it's more so like geared more to a younger audience. I guess I found some cringy moments that I wasn't proud of or something. I kind of like just cringe. I'm like, oh yeah, this is geared for more kids. So there were some jokes in there and something like that. I was just kind of like, all right, whatever. Like, so yeah, so that was so there was a couple moments I kind of felt that was like mostly in the beginning of the movie, but then as the movie went on, when we got away from the human cast away from them. Then it got better and better from there. But yeah, otherwise I had a good time in the theater. And I wouldn't mind seeing it again. It was so much fun though. But I think probably like when I mentioned the audience who had the hugest laugh was like during, you can't spoil it much either, but the biggest laugh they had was like when all the humans were back, and there's a scene in the movie where with Sonic and Tails, But yeah, that was like the most reaction, and then also I laughed too hard on that part because I thought it was hilarious. But I'll just end it there.
Alrighty, just making sure if everybody. What'd you say was the score again? As you would give?
I guess I would give it a 7 out of 10.
All right, so everybody all around is just like positively on the 7 or 8 side. Also, thank you so much as well to Pikachu Roman for subscribing with Twitch Prime. What you talking about? We talking about Sonic Movie 2, buddy. And thank you once again for the Twitch Prime. So let me give a quick little briefie on my review of Sonic 2. Actually, while my character is looking a little pouty for some reason, let's fix that real quick. Hold on a second. Actually, I'd love to fix his name. Let's see. There we go. Okay, perfect. So yeah. My take on Sonic Movie 2, I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would have, only because I remember listening to Terrell's quickie review that he gave to us on the Messenger, and I lost my mind with a lot of the scenes with the human characters. I thought I was going to despise them, or at least not enjoy them as much, like how Terrell was saying. But they turned out to be, honestly, my favorite thing about the movie.
Really?
Yeah. I really enjoyed the
I was neutral about them.
Wedding.
The only reason why I enjoyed it a lot more, first off, is the whole wedding theme that was going on in that. I will admit it did overstay its welcome a little bit.
Yeah.
But there were I feel like despite this movie feeling a little too long, it didn't feel like it was 2 hours long. Does that make sense?
No, it was an hour and 40, I want to say.
No, it was 2 hours. It's just like, I think
2 hours and 2 minutes long.
Yeah. So it's like maybe an hour 50. But point of the matter is, it was still pretty lengthy. But like, I didn't feel like that time was overstaying its welcome or whatnot. Like, I think every single minute was utilized correctly, and I really loved the human characters in the film, especially during the wedding fight. They were all great there. Like when she stopped for a minute to go grab herself a cup of drink, and then you see one of them look back and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like that shit was hilarious, bro. She's like, hey, "Listen, just let me take a moment right here to just drink this," and then she just threw the entire shit out and just took the lemon with her, like that.
That was
It's Jupiter T98.
Hello, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Wow,
They let you out of the asylum?
What a surprise!
It was tough getting out, let me tell you.
Bro, first of all, I have to ask John. Did you see what the Discord posted about you, buddy?
I did, and that is absolutely hilarious. Oh my god. Ebo, I know you're in the chat, bro. That is probably the best thing I've ever seen in that Discord server.
I gotta show this. Hold on, I gotta show this here.
God.
Reggie, what are you doing?
Look at this.
Reggie, what are you doing?
What happened?
I
There you go.
feel like, John, you owe me an absolute thank you because I was the first person to call and see were you okay.
That's amazing.
Shit, bro, I
Wow.
love this.
Tyrone and I were having a whole nother conversation on the phone off stream, too. It was the funniest part.
Because this man freaked the fuck out. I had to do something.
Yeah, that was fast too.
It's Tom
Serena
Holland
hated
on the
Red,
street.
man. Whoa, hold on there, Rad. I like Serena. I think Serena's a great character.
Oh, let's
I just didn't
go.
like
There
her in
we
that
go.
episode.
Wait, why do you make this? How do you
There we
make this so
go.
fast? How do you make this so fast? What the fuck?
What, you just saw it now?
Yeah, it just
fast?
on the Twitch stream. How do you make this up so fast? What the fuck?
I
I
know.
didn't know Ebo was an artist.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Damn.
I'm okay, Kuro. Hybrid holding me back made me like not fling my arms everywhere, so like I didn't like injure anything.
I feel like I'm talking to Will Smith after the Oscars right now.
She died. That's so
Breaking
funny.
news, guys. JPR is banned from the PokePod for the next 10 years.
I respect their decision.
Keep Anime's name out your fucking mouth.
Fake fiction.
Oh my
I mean-
god.
I mean, now since you're here, do you have any? Well, I know we were talking about Sonic though, but I was wondering, did you want to say anything
we
about
watched
the
Sonic,
trip?
and I had no clue what was going on because I've never seen anything about Sonic. But you know, it was an enjoyable enough movie to me. The whole like Dolby surround thing that they had going on. I'd never been to a theater like that before, so like that was the craziest part to me. I mean, like I was like, wow, that was actually worth the $25. I thought it was outrageous. So I was like, $25 to go to a
Yeah.
movie. I
Yeah,
had a
that's
cheap little
kinda
theater over
fucked
here. I
up.
could go watch a movie for $3. So I was like,
Yeah,
ah,
my-
man.
The
Really?
theater I went
It was
to, the movie was only like $15 for me.
Oh yeah, we went to like the Times Square movie theater, and it was something else. I
with
was
the
like, man,
recliner
I am getting like
Oh, I already know.
highway robbery right now. Like I was like, there's no way this movie gonna be worth $25. So
Yeah,
even though I had no clue what was going on in the movie, I thought the immersive experience was definitely worth the price of admission. I quite enjoyed the big Dolby whatever the heck it's called thing that they have going on there. But yeah, that was pretty awesome, I have to say.
Yeah.
What would you give it as a rating, though, as the film?
The film? It was kind of weird, honestly. They had like that whole like 30-minute subplot with like the wedding going on, and I was like, dog, are we watching like the same movie that we started? Like, did somebody switch the tapes midway through? Like,
Yeah, I guess I really liked the second part. It was like, it's like, well,
it was funny. It was funny. Don't get me wrong.
I was trying to not to bring it up because it's a spoiler kind of like.
No, that part isn't really a spoiler because they had that in the
That's in the
trailers
trailer.
too.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was in the trailer. Okay, I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't remember. Yeah,
I will
also-
say, like, as somebody who has like absolutely no knowledge of the Sonic franchise, I could tell by like the crowd reactions that like a lot of the stuff had to have been pulled from the video games, which to me was it seems like most important if you're doing like a video game based movie, because like that was one thing that like I was a little disappointed with Detective Pikachu, because Hybrid and I were like talking about that during like the post credits. We were just kind of like, oh well, Detective Pikachu, it was a passable video game movie, but it really didn't have any of the Pokemon music. It didn't really have other than the credits. Didn't really have any like big references from the games other than just, oh look, the Pokemon are there, you know. So, and that
I think
respect,
Detective Pikachu as a video game movie was playing it safe.
yeah, that is true. But I would say the movie was good. As somebody who has literally no investment, I wouldn't. Would I go back and watch the first one? Probably not. Would I go back? Would I go see the third one? Probably not. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed my time.
I'm glad you had a fun time regardless, though, buddy. I think that's what matters the most. And I think it also helped that we had everybody with us there too.
Yeah, I was also asking about like general thoughts about the trip. If you wanted to share anything, we did it in the first hour, but
Yeah.
If you had anything to share, now would be the best time. Also, by the way, my review score would probably also be like a 8.5.
Okay.
In regards to the trip, I don't even know where to start. we crammed.
How about we
crammed
start
so
from the
much
very
into
beginning?
2 days. I mean, Cards Against Humanity with Zach and I absolutely getting destroyed.
Wow.
Pretty
I
awful.
won.
Oh right, we didn't. Oh my
Yeah, we didn't
lord.
talk about that. That was the only thing we didn't talk about.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that, but like that was an
Lord.
amazing moment. So we had a
Wipe it
we
from
had
my
like
memory,
what was it,
please.
like a 10-player Cards Against Humanity match go on there or something like that? And
Yeah,
it was
everybody got a
hilarious.
point except for me and Zach. Me and Zach were absolutely just getting wrecked out here by everybody.
But
We
bro,
had
it wasn't
terrible
just that.
hands,
It
and
was
every
you.
time we got a good card, somebody else had just like a banger card. They put like the best cards in the deck, man.
Dude, the fact that you like hit the wall, bro, and just slid down it when you noticed another person had a banger card was the best thing
I
ever.
had a couple of really good. Oh, okay. I had the winning card one round, and then I did the stupid geese. And hybrid changed his vote, dude. I had it, man.
You could have been part of the crowd if you not had said that.
I threw on that one. Totally
Yeah.
my
You want to know what I want? I want, like, you know the scene in Spider-Man where Tom is about to attack Green Goblin, but Tobey Maguire Spider-Man comes in and stops him. I want John's face on Tom's, well, that won't be hard, but I want
You won't even have to change it, bro.
yeah. And then I just want Koro to be Green Goblin, but I want Hybrid to be fucking Tobey Maguire.
Now that you've said it, somebody in the chat has to do it.
Oh
letting you
my
guys
god!
know.
Like I want to comment on your moment, John. I said this earlier in the stream. I said I love that I watched it live. Cause in that moment when you're like yelling like, "Oh, it's an anime that sells toys. It's not a good anime. It's dog shit." At that one moment, I finally got to see the truth about the Anipoke community revealed to me. We all knew this, guys. I want to make that very clear. Everybody said what John would pretty much said. He just never say it. But John said it, all right? And I sat there and watched.
I was tired of the deception that I see on Twitter.com, where everybody is always talking this crap up.
And honestly, John, at that moment, what he said right there could have ended all of my TG3 roundtable sessions right then and there.
Yeah, that's good.
He's right. It's the shitty part.
Oh my god, I'm scared.
Uh-oh.
I always knew you had it in you, Peter Parker.
Oh, no!
The goblin is here, guys. Watch out.
Oh, no! Here we go. Guys, I want a clean fight.
Please.
No, I just came by to say that line.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Bro,
And that's the best part is that we can all be friends at the end of the day. But the moment in and of itself was the most beautiful moment I ever seen in the Anipoke community right there. Because, John, I told the others before, I said, this reminds me of that meme where Mr. Krabs is choking out fucking Squidward. And it's like the Pokemon community. And then meanwhile, SpongeBob's in the back looking worried, the Pokemon community.
Dog, I thought after that rant, I was like, oh my god, some 12-year-old's gonna get on Twitter and try to cancel me. But then all these Anipoke people started following me. I was like, no, go away.
This is what I wanted to avoid.
I said this earlier, but like my favorite thing was just after that whole thing is just you in the corner just being like, it's not a real anime. It's not a real anime.
They just sell toys.
It's not a real anime. They just
That remind me of that line in Toy Story where it's like, "You are a child's plaything."
Like Woody saying that.
Oh, and I told John, I also said this too. I said I watched this video more than once. I watched this like 40 times. But then it started.
People were cracking up. I don't know if you told them, KG or Polly, but shortly after that, maybe about 5 minutes later, the guy came up from downstairs and knocked on the door. He was just like, "Y'all gonna be quiet?"
Yeah, he was kind of pissed.
So we nearly got thrown out of that Airbnb because of that reaction. So
hey, it was worth it. It was worth it.
No, I think it was everybody was making noise, but yeah, that might have been the thing that did it for him.
Yeah, the first
people were
20
trying to
times
throw it on me. People tried to throw it on me. It was like 15 minutes afterward. And I was like, "Nah, dude, nah. We were just being loud for an hour. That's what did it."
The first 20 times I watched it was amazing because of John. The next 20 were because of Polly's face. Like, that was the most real.
When Kuro says peak fiction, and you just see this
bewilderment,
this wave of confusion on her face.
I just want to put algebra equations around Polly's face.
Yeah.
That meme with the lady.
Yeah. It's the reason is because it's the most real reaction. You can't make it up. It's not staged. It's not it's real. It's in the moment and it's perfect. I can't. I've been doing theater for like 4 years, so when I saw a reaction like that, I was like, perfect. That right there. That's why when I made all the memes of her like somebody playing Blue Eyes White Dragon, and while everybody else is playing Uno and shit.
Yeah.
Also, to reply to Knox in the chat, I did not say big fiction. I said peak fiction. KG's mic was all the way on the other side of the room, so it may have sounded a little weird.
He said it's not peak fiction. It's not even mid-anime.
You guys don't watch good anime.
It's not the real anime. It's like the self-toys. It's not a real
anime. Oh my god, that was beautiful.
It was so funny because people were just watching the clip and like Zach was busting laughing on the bed, dude. And we were all like,
John, all I have to say is that, you know, in the Central Park, it took six people to take you out. I did it with 6 words. That's all I have to say, man.
It's true. Kuro was more effective than all those guys running after.
My main question was, John, what were you gonna do if Hybrid didn't hold you down? Like,
yeah, same. That's my question too.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I wasn't gonna smash the phone. I was just maybe gonna manhandle it a little bit, you know?
I said throw it off the balcony.
Oh my god.
What if I was there physically, John? What if I was there physically?
Yeah, would you kick Kuro? Would you slap Kuro?
Would still have to hold me back.
Oh my god.
I don't think much
in your lab coat.
I would be thrown off the balcony. That's what would have happened.
We're just landing and climb the wall back up, dude.
No, I have my glider. You're the one who climbs the walls.
Oh, sure, he's got the glider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been a tough fight. I'll say that much.
Yeah, we would break a lot of floors, like in the movie.
The guy renting out the Airbnb, he had to go up the stairs to get us. If Kuro was there, he would have just suplexed me through the floor, and then we would have like been downstairs and be like, sorry, we won't do it again.
Oh my god.
But we're all good, so that's what matters. Like this was cinema. This was cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not peak fiction, but peak cinema for sure.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I can't believe
fictional about that confrontation.
Yeah. All right, I'm back. What I miss?
If I
still talking about the moment.
If I meet John IRL one day, I'll buy him a smoothie and we're all good.
There we go.
They'll do that JoJo walk, and then they'll do that like muscular handshake that you see in anime.
The Neil Armstrong one.
Yeah.
Polly, you may get this because this was done in an Airbnb. I just imagine this being a reality TV show with the music in the back. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
That was more real and authentic than actual reality TV.
Yeah, then they gotta vote John off. Then they gotta vote John off the island because of his belligerence.
I had to make a reality TV thing for my one of my senior projects. So
Can
I'll
someone
bring.
please do that scene again, but only it's all in gray. It's in gray.
It's in gray.
And coming up next week,
I'm still
it's
waiting
not
on the
even
edit
good
with,
anime.
KG, I'm still waiting on the edit with the black suit theme.
Yeah, don't worry. I just got so allow me to explain. I was gonna work that on Sunday when I got home, but immediately when I got home, I was gone the whole day, bro.
Yeah, I'm sure you were knocked the
And then
fuck
on
out.
Monday, I just got home like 2 hours before the pod, and I was like, either A, I could finish up some stuff, or B, work on that meme, and I'm like, I don't have.
I'm just waiting for peak fiction.
I think what made it hilarious is that you don't see John on the screen when he says that, bro, and then the camera just pans over to him.
KG, I must say, all weekend long, your camera work was immaculate.
I'm glad.
Yes.
Listen. I love taking camera videos and whatnot. The video of you getting your ass chased by the guys has me in
Did
tears.
they tackle you?
No, they didn't tackle me. They just came in though and gave me like some paparazzi questions, you know. And I
Yeah.
told no pictures, no autographs.
Oh, I heard that everyone like I think when you were in New York, John, I think with Zach and TSS and then they were all yelling Tom Holland.
Yeah.
In Manhattan.
Is that Tom Holland?
You know what I respect
Oh my
the
God.
shit out of, by the way?
Every opportunity they got from the moment I arrived in New York, anytime we were out in public, oh my God, is that Tom Holland? And everybody would look.
It's
Yep.
it's consistency and commitment. Kudos
You
to
want to know
them.
what I think is oddly like amazing for that whole freak out? Raph, because Raph remains relatively calm the whole time. It's kind of weird, actually.
Raph was sitting there like, I like the Pokemon anime.
I think that's probably why. I'm guessing.
like
Yeah.
when the moment Kuro says peak fiction, he doesn't break at all. He doesn't do any reaction. He doesn't do anything. He just sort of sits there, and then the camera pans to Giant, pans back, and he's still got like his leg crossed. He's very comfortable with the situation, and I'm like, this is not the right reaction for this
My
moment.
man Raph
on
also
Twitter.
is like naturally composed. He's a very calm dude.
It's almost like he's like, yep, stupid Americans doing stupid American shit.
No, that was. I think he even wrote that in the chat. It was like.
I think in person he's more. I mean, he's not the same Raph from Twitter, but
In a good or bad way is the question.
screams about eating slugs.
Oh
But,
yeah,
no,
he doesn't scream about that, but he does scream
Yeah.
about Tom Holland though.
Yes.
That is true. That is true. That was
It's-
maybe the one time that he raised his voice the entire trip. Was just say, "Is that Tom Holland?"
Yeah, it's weird that he's in this time zone. Like I always said, he'd never really be able to listen to, or tune into the pod because it's 4 a.m. where he
Yeah,
is
like right now,
but-
even we were just chatting with him in the in the chat just now. I'm like, holy shit, he should be asleep. I'm like, wait, no, he's still here.
I was about to say during the trip, I was surprised that man was able to stay awake as long as he did. But more power to him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, we have friends who end up like passing out immediately in their trips.
That was me that first night, dude. I was like flopping in the bed. Y'all were like still talking. I was out.
No, I was awake for like a second. I think I was in the kitchen when the lights were all off. And then somebody flashed their light in my fucking eyes.
Oh yeah, the second night, we were like, "Is that Bigfoot in the kitchen or something?" we like got the flashlights. It was something out of a horror movie, and KG's just standing there.
KG, you gotta see the chat too, because while John's freaking out, a bunch of people get going, Donnie, where are you? Because he normally clips everything.
Yes.
I know.
My God, chat was hilarious during that clip. Chat was like just about as funny as the actual content.
Oh
Bro,
my
chat
god.
and the community were on fire this past weekend, bro.
Oh my god.
From the edits to the goddamn drawings to everything.
I don't know if my
Yeah,
man Masp is in here in the chat right now, but that dude was making an edit for like every tweet that we posted.
We
And
saw
were-
him
we were
early. He was in there in the
together.
beginning. I think he might still be here. Master, are you there, buddy? Okay.
Yeah, I even typed in the chat, I was like, don't do it, Peter Parker.
They were like, he got the black suit early.
I did say that. I did say he got the black suit. This shit
No,
was so fucking funny.
even I was talking to Raph earlier on because he was talking me about the meme that I made Tom Holland be Bully Maguire, and I'm like, well, you always say that I'm Doctor Strange, so I made the multiverse canon. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
It's not the multiverse of madness anymore. It's the Adipo
Yeah.
community of madness.
I mean, but that's the community in general.
You know, it's kind of funny. This string of events happened literally after you had Joe's Pizza.
That's true.
Which was part of the Spider-Man universe.
Spider-Man 2, and later that night was Spider-Man 3.
Exactly. It all comes together in a whole new John Rage attack right there, bro. Oh God. But yeah, I'm glad everybody had a fun time there. And I can't wait when we plan the next thing. And they're already planning it, bro. They were planning this shit during the trip we were currently in.
I need to save up some money.
Damn door. Oh my God, good comment.
So when's our party? How the hell do I know, buddy? You have to be over here to experience the party.
I am the party.
I am.
Yeah, I told everybody in the chat, I was like, all right, next year y'all gotta come down to North Carolina for some cookout at 3 a.m. and hunting Bigfoot in the woods. It'll be a great time.
Hey, I'm all down to go to the Outer Banks. Do you have a boat?
Who the fuck goes out
Outer
Bigfoot hunting
Banks
at
is like
3
a 4-hour drive. Maybe we can make it work, though.
I'm still saying come to Canada, but y'all keep saying no, and it makes me sad.
No, because you're supposed to come to us before we come to you. Also,
I would
I'm
go
planning.
to Canada before going to the US.
It's a lot easier to go to the US than it is to Canada.
Also, I can only go to the entrance
I
of
could
Canada.
just wave to you. Exactly. I could just wave to you from Canada's side.
Canada's only livable like 3 months out of the year.
No, but yeah, I am planning to go to Canada like in June.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, you made me so
Because I want to visit the Niagara Falls. That's why.
I was gonna say, you know what's really creepy, John? I don't think I ever told you this.
Oh God, creepy. Here we go.
This is back when the JPR server was the JPR server. This was about maybe 3 years. I forget. How many years ago?
No, it still is. It's that meme from The Simpsons where like the Soviet Union or like Russia just turns back into the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
That's the current Discord server.
Yeah.
We went down to Myrtle Beach, but we had to cross through my family and I. We had to cross through North Carolina, obviously, to get to South Carolina. But on the way back, we stopped in North Carolina at a restaurant. While we were there, you messaged me and asked me if I wanted to be a mod for the JPR server. I'm like, does he know?
In the force.
Yeah. The Peter Parker goosebumps on your arm went up when I said
Peter Tingle. The Peter Tingle.
The Peter Tingle, yeah.
Oh God.
But that was interesting.
Oh my God.
Polly crosses the state border. I sense something in the vicinity.
Someone's in North Carolina and they're not eating a cookout right now? Oh my God.
Not
I don't
Bigfoot
remember
hunting
where
at 3 a.m.,
place
bro?
was. It was an Irish restaurant.
Irish restaurant. Oh,
Irish.
We don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know if you. I don't know. But anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Well, there you go, ladies and gents. I think that was whatever it was that we had for discussion.
Yeah, now we gotta discuss peak fiction.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Y'all really want to go there?
Yeah.
I have work tomorrow. You already know my thoughts, so that's it for me, folks.
Oh man, all right.
I'll go as well. I just wanted to say that line to John, and that's it. Just one more thing. Don't tell Harry, okay?
Also, everyone was asking. Everyone was acting in the chat like we were like completely destroying this episode, right? Like you were like, oh my God, this episode's terrible. No, all of us in the corner, like me, Zach and Hybrid and Izzy and Gus, we were all sitting there in agreement. They're like, yeah, 7 out of 10, pretty decent. Everybody was like, these guys hate the episode. No, we never.
It's not the score that people wanted you to give them.
Yeah.
I just thought people going 10 out of 10 was a little extreme. That was our take. We were like,
I didn't even go 10 out of 10, bro. I didn't even call it that.
Good lord, buddy.
Yeah,
But that's why we're
decent
gonna be
episode.
talking about it in just a few minutes. So.
Probably like one of the best return episodes for a companion in Journeys. I mean, when you compare this to like the first major return episode, which was like Mewtwo, which is probably like one of the worst episodes of Journeys, they've made improvements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree though, wholeheartedly, bro.
Oh yeah, and of course any of the Dawn episodes. Good God.
Yep.
We don't talk
Yeah,
about
we don't talk
Hikari.
about those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad
We
Joker's.
don't talk about Dawn.
But yeah, all right.
No,
That's
no,
about
no.
it for me. Y'all have a great night.
All right, see you, John.
Bye.
Thank you, John, for
Bye.
coming on through, for sharing your inputs, buddy. We love
Of
you.
course. Thank you for having me
Yeah.
as always.
Good night, Sean.
Keep on
Thank you.
memeing, buddy.
So before I go, I'll have to say that the Dawn episodes. Well, the storyboarder wasn't the DP one. Only the E-Trend special it was. As for the screenplayer of the Serena episode, it was the writer of Serena.
The original writer, yeah, the X and Y.
the original. Yeah, but it's not credited. It was secret. But she's going to screenplay the Greninja episode too. So take that at face value, I
Okay.
guess. So yeah, good night, guys. Take care.
All
Thank
right,
you
see
for coming
John.
on through as well,
Yeah.
buddy. You have yourself a good night, pal.
See you,
Okay, good night.
Kuro.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
To everybody, round of applause to our buddies Kuro
Yeah.
and GP.
Yay.
They were great peeps, and
They almost killed each other.
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
And we had a live recording of it too on the pod.
They're the last two I expected to.
Hey,
Sure,
listen, man,
tonight,
it gave birth to the JoJo meme, so I mean, I can't hit on it all too much, though.
I love it.
Indeed. So, what do you say then, guys? Shall we go and wrap up this session with the 1 hour discussion we're going to be getting into with this one?
Here we go.
All right, let's get into it. Let's go, ladies and gents. As they said in the episode, we are going to be talking about the episode that has had everybody in shambles, maybe. I'm not sure. Titled episode 105, Ivui and Ninfia Encounters and Reunions. So let us get into it. So what exactly is this episode all about? Apparently, Koharu decides to visit Minamo City together with Ivui, and an unexpected turn of events leads to her suddenly entering a contest that apparently Sylveon is involved in as well. And so she decides to go there. And it just so happens that Satoshi and Go were also in that area too. The reason behind that is because of the fact that there is an Altaria that's actually tied to the plot that happened the episode prior, which is about the double battle that went down, or the 2v2 battle, I should say. And so we come into this episode. Go is trying to catch an Altaria. Satoshi's always there for some reason. And they head off to the contest venue to see more about what the hell is happening to Koharu. However, along the way, they encounter this one dude named Mikuri, aka Wallace, who just appears out of nowhere. And that's going to be the big return that we're going to be talking about right now. So let's get right into it. So, the biggest thing we should probably talk about real quick is the character that got introduced in this episode of the week. Lycia. God, she's so fucking adorable in this goddamn episode, bro.
Yeah.
She's like, the way they drew her eyes and everything, like, God, bro, that shit's so beautiful. I love it so much. Her energy, her like, I don't know how to describe it. I think the best way, and they even mentioned in the episode, she has that idol energy. And it works so well in this episode. I'm just kind of a little sad we don't see much of her. Because what she had provided in this episode was so good, I wanted to see more of it. So, yeah. I really, really appreciated Lycia's character for the little bits we got. We also got to see an Altaria too as well. Once again, I mean, if you guys are big Altaria fans, you guys got like 5 different Altarias back to back or some shit. What was it? The Wild Altaria, Lycia's Altaria, the Gym Leader's Altaria, or the Elite Four's Altaria. Shit, like, Jesus Christ, so many Altarias, bro. So, but anyway, that's not the point. Lycia's character, she finally shows up. She's like, hey, I'm going to go scout some random peeps around here. I find this one chick here named Koharu. I'm going to just suddenly get her to participate in a contest. And she's like, wait, what the fuck? Like, what do you mean I'm going to be in here? And so she ends up being in there. And, yeah, she partakes in a competition. Along the way, This is when chaos begins to unfold, and we get to see Evie chase after a Sylveon that just happens to be performing in the background, and that's where I'm going to leave things to be for now. So, with that being said, what should we talk about first, then, folks? What do you think would be the best thing to talk about? Because we got Lycia, I already talked about her. We also got Wallace to talk about too, and then of course we got the third plot to talk about as well. So, whoever wants to go on, Polly.
No, I was gonna say mine is kind of like just all in one.
Okay.
same.
No, I mean, if you want to
yeah.
do an all in one too, that's also good. I only just set it up to just read the summary that I got here. That's all. So if you really want, and listen, everybody's already seen the episode, and the pictures are going to spoil it too. So that's just my take on it. But if you want to just go jump right into it, share anything you want to mention right now, now would be the perfect time. So who would like to go first and share their review on this episode?
I can go. If that's
Well, actually,
okay.
yeah, because I know for you, you might be heading out soon. So I think it would be best if I decide to let you go first, buddy.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, like, okay, I can like say like all like the small points, I guess, but I'll just start with the cons, I guess, because like, of course, this episode's not perfect. Well, of course, like I guess it's journeys, right? Someone has to suffer. So Wallace and Lycia, yeah, they both suffered here. Like I agree, I really like Lycia, but like at the end of the day, like her character really suffered because she was kind of just like, okay, I mean, like she served her purpose. She pushed Kaharu to kind of go and just like do a contest, but at the end of the day, like her purpose was kind of like tying with Serena, and that was about it. Her performance was pretty cool. I will give her that. Wallace, on the other hand, like I'm so mixed on him because they handled him so badly, but he was also so funny. It was just so funny not seeing seeing Ash not remember him. So I just found that really funny, but at the same time, it's so bad because like he was like previous champion, right? So it's like, oh, they're treating him like this. I think funniest part for that whole thing of like, I guess like the B plot was Pikachu's reaction to everything because Pikachu was either sleeping or when Wallace gave him like the scarf. Like it was just Pikachu was just like underneath it. It was so cute. I was like, oh, that's a mood, Pikachu. That's how I feel to this B plot right now. I'm just like, I don't care. They had a 6v6 off screen. What is journeys? I don't understand. But like, yeah, I think that's my biggest issue with the episode.
Not to interrupt Emmy for a second, but we're in top 10, by the way, in Just Chatting.
Yay!
Oh, nice.
Yeah, see, that's what. So I don't understand.
Oh, hey, let's go. But continue, buddy.
Yeah, but
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no problem. But yeah, so like I also wish like Kaharu's performance was like longer. Because like I just felt like she kind of went on stage, did one move, and like that was it. But at the end of the day, like with her performance at least, like I kind of understand where she's coming from, just because like she didn't really have much time to prepare. So yeah, she was kind of just up there and just trying her best, I guess. So I'm like, okay, I guess I can't be too nitpicky with that. And then also for Serena's like performance as well, at least for her contest outfit, I wish the ribbon was still there. That's something that I'm just like, oh, I wish they didn't get rid of it completely. Like I understand the reasoning of like not her having it, but at the same time, like I wish it was still part of like her, at least like, because I know like for her design for the contest outfit, her anklet has like a blue, like I think it's like a blue bracelet on it or like a blue anklet, but everyone thought it was the ribbon, but it's actually not. So I wish that was the ribbon instead of like just like teasing it with it being blue. I was like, damn it. But yeah, I mean like overall, like I very much enjoyed the episode. I thought it was like I thought they handled Serena like so well. And honestly, like I'm very glad they didn't mess this up because I was very worried they were going to. She's one of my favorite companions, so I'm very, very grateful that they handled her with respect. And her meeting with Ash was just very like short and sweet. And I think they did a really wonderful job. But yeah, that's it.
And what was the score you would give it?
Oh, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I know it's like a high score, but at the same time, I honestly would give it a high score for that.
All right,
Yeah.
understandable then, buddy. So, so we pass it on to the next person then.
Okay.
And let's see, eeny, meeny, miny, Polly. How about you, buddy?
Oh, okay. All right. So for somebody who's rather indifferent to XY, it's weird that I have like almost a page of notes, and because my brain is fried, I'm going to probably just read these and try to make it sound natural, but let's see. So we started with the whole Kyrie thing. Now I didn't remember that episode with the Vaporeon, and I have a feeling it's one that I haven't watched yet. So I didn't really understand that part. However, I thought it was a good setup to randomly get Chloe to go to Lily Cove City rather than, oh, this is my solidified goal now. I'm going to become a top coordinator, but I'm going to start training halfway through the series, you know. So I'm glad they did it that way as a random, like, oh, let's see this cool Sylveon and its trainer sort of thing. During the chaos of the review that we gave in New York, I remember Zach giving his thoughts and saying that all of the Serena and Chloe stuff was pretty well done, and honestly, like, I completely agree. This episode was, I would say, almost excellent in showing off Serena's growth, and I'll get to the almost part later. But even I, as someone who hasn't seen chunks of XY, I could see it just from her internal and external confidence, and how she truly acted as a mentor. That she's had so much growth, and it was amazing to see. And of course, her design is just so awesome. I think somebody was saying, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who. I think his name is also Kevin on Twitter. That outfit that Serena's wearing is actually one of the most expensive outfits to get in the XY games.
You can't even go in that boutique unless you're stylish enough.
Yeah, so that's pretty telling, you know, of, I guess, how far she's come. I mean, I guess during the Alola era, she really, you know, made a name for herself, which is pretty cool. I would say it was. I'll go back to Ash in a second. It was amazing seeing May and Dawn, speaking of coordinators, in that flashback. There's the Wallace Cup. I don't know. I say this a lot, but the Wallace Cup is still my favorite arc to this day. I never get tired of watching it, and it's just I just love the interactions between May and Dawn. So like that was a great treat. I was not expecting that. I really appreciate the writers for acknowledging that. Even if it was supposed to be a funny moment for Ash, like forgetting Wallace and then remembering, like, whatever. I like that. I'm wondering, though, going back to the Serena and Chloe thing, if this whole thing about contest lives, that's what Serena said, it makes me wonder if this whole thing, because we didn't even get to see a battle, if this is supposed to be a sort of like a hybrid, no pun intended, between traditional contests and showcases, and maybe it was Alicia who sort of brought this idea to life, or at least brought it to Hoenn, since contests originated in Hoenn. But my problem is, it's like I shouldn't be theorizing that this, like, is a hybrid or something. Like, it should be. I feel like I just wish it was briefly explained, you know, so that we, as the viewers, know not to expect a traditional battle the same way, with the same structure they did in AG or Diamond Pearl. Like, I mean, because even it's like you wonder, where's Mr. Contesta? Where's Mr. Sakizo, the remarkable guy? Where's the Nurse Joy in Lily Cove? Like, it just didn't feel like the typical contest that we've gotten in the previous generations, which is why I'm wondering, oh, like, are they, maybe in these recent years, they put, like, a new twist on this. But I just wish they had said that instead of making us think, oh, we're going to get the types of contests we saw in, you know, the May and Dawn tier contest. Serena's performance was awesome. Again, I want to theorize that in off-screen land, she took inspiration from Dawn's lovely ice chandelier, since she did that ice firing thingy, and it looks pretty similar to ice chandelier. And then she also had Delphox and Sylveon, I believe it was Sylveon, bouncing on the ice shards in front of the ring, and it's kind of reminded me of how Baniri used to use ice a lot, obviously, and it's in Dawn's appeals, either as a roller coaster or he used to do Dizzy Punch and bounce on the icicles and whatnot. So although it was similar, like I kind of like that would have been really cool if maybe Serena got inspiration from Dawn. But aside from that, the only thing that was disappointing with Serena's performance is I wish they played Dory Dory. It's like they had the ability to do that because of the XY rocket ending that played and the Meowth's ballad in the Butch and Cassidy episode. So they had the ability, but they didn't. However, the music in this episode and in that scene was pretty great. Like I'm glad they were still able to insert a lot of XY OST in there at the appropriate moments. Like we got the friendship theme, we got was it the rival one? Forget. We also got I think the XY version of Ash's Best Wishes theme, which was cool to see. So I really really liked the music. That last scene with Serena on the dock, that music honestly made me tear up a little. I don't remember that theme too well, but
the Friends Forever sort of theme.
Oh yeah, so that version of the Friends Forever, yeah. So that was nice emotional music to go with such a touching scene, you know. The last thing I'll say is that the worst part though was Ash taking up screen time. Ironically, it's like here's my problem. They could have kept Wallace in this episode without making it have to turn into a half-assed battle. There's been moments before, and honestly, I can't list them off the top of my head, but I know that this has happened before, where Ash has run into important figures in each region that he's met before, and he simply acknowledged them without having to have a battle. You know, I feel like they could have just had Ash and Go come along with Chloe to watch to Lily Cove to either see the Sylveon in question and then watch her in the contest, but I understand they had to keep Ash away from Serena. But what I'm saying, maybe something could have happened, you know, like they could have watched Chloe's appeal first, and then something could have happened where Ash and Go had to leave and take care of something.
Oh, I
so
thought
that
it was
they didn't
like.
see.
Oh, sorry to interrupt. I thought
Yeah.
like I had that same thought too, but I thought in my head, you know what would have been great? It's like, oh, they see her that she finished, so they're gonna go run out of the stadium to go see her, like they're gonna go meet her.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. That would have been I feel like that just would have been a better solution than doing this random bat. It's like and of course it's Dracovish. It's like, okay, we get it. Dracovish is on like a winning streak now, but like I don't know. It would have been nice to see Ash's other mons being used, or at least like maybe a 3-on-3 that was quick, or just something that wasn't as goofy. I also felt like, and everybody can feel free to agree or disagree with me, even in the chat, that I just feel like just kind of came across on Ash's part as a bit rude, I guess, because this has happened before where I think there was when Ash first or almost caught Snowrunt when he first ran into to Snowrunt in Advanced Generation. Ash, I think, missed part of May's contest. I can't remember, but I think it was the Hoenn Grand Festival to catch the Snowrunt. And even that, I mean, but that was Advanced Generation Ash. I mean, that's the meanest Ash in the entire series. Plus, we've seen enough of May's development as it is as a coordinator that it was kind of like, oh, all right, you know, maybe it wasn't the best thing for Ash to do to literally walk out during May's contest instead of watching it, but you know, he supported her this far, so I just kind of wish, like, I just felt like I was in the same boat as Go, saying like, Ash, Chloe's she just went on stage now, and he's just ignoring everything just because he wants to battle, and I don't know. I guess it came across as a little bit like immature to me. I mean, I love Ash to pieces, but like I guess I just didn't like that in the writing for this episode. It was just a bit off-putting to me, but you know, not a huge deal. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. Like, I enjoyed it. I just feel like it just was there was just so much crammed in that I feel like all of the different parts didn't get as much exposure or fleshing out as I wish that they would have. So that is my review.
All
What's the
right.
rank?
Well, once again, what was
Oh,
this
I'm
for?
sorry. Well, in New York, I originally gave it a 6. I'll bump it up to. I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay. Yeah, you're just barely passing.
Yeah, maybe it'll change, but for now, I still feel that way.
Yeah. So, okay, understandable, buddy. Thank you for your input on that. Now, here's the thing, though. Uh, Originally, a friend of ours was supposed to join us a little while ago, but he will be joining us in just a few minutes. So, what I want to ask y'all to do, if you can do me a solid, is if we go to the Poke Family server real quick and hop on into there for a second, because we're
Sure.
gonna go and say hello to that said friend.
All
So.
right, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So we'll see you guys in just a couple of seconds there, alrighty? Let me go and let this person know. Okay, come on through. There we go. Alright, everybody, let's go and say hi to our friends. There you all are. How you guys doing?
Hey,
Hey.
All your characters disappeared.
Yeah, well, of course, because the way the thing is set up is that it's set up in the other server, specifically in that call thingy. So who is
Gotcha.
it? Oh, it's these guys right here. It's Tyrone, Nessa, and Polly. They want to come on through and say
Oh.
hello. So yeah.
By the way, I made a mistake. Pantomime is right. I made a mistake. He went to go catch Apom, not Snowrun.
Oh,
Ah.
yeah. It was. Oh, yeah. In
Yeah.
the end of the series, wasn't it?
It's been a while since I've watched it. But thank you. Thank you for.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like thinking to myself, wait a minute. I feel like she's gonna mention the APOM, right? And then she never does. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, but yeah. So let's go and move on into the next person while we wait. Then, let's go say hello to our buddy Nessa. Nessa, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing
And
good.
I want to hear your review on the episode of the week. What do you got to say, buddy?
Okay. So this is the first time I actually wrote some notes, so I feel a little bit more organized for once. Because I tend to lose my thoughts really easily, so it's like. But I guess I'll start on the cons for me. So the cons and dislikes I kind of liked is I guess like the whole setup thing with the contest. I guess they must have more so mimicked how the games were from when you play auras. I want to say. I guess the only bad thing was like we don't know how these contests were scored, like how the scoring worked, because like they didn't show like oh how many points got this person and how many points that one. That's probably like one of the weird. It looks like weird little nitpicks. And then to me, in my opinion, like I felt like Serena's performance was better than Liza's, but I think that's just me. Maybe it's just me being biased right there. But it kind of reminded me a little bit from XY with Serena and Arya. You know, like Serena had a better performance, but then of course Arya's like the more popular girl. And then because she's well known, she obviously won. But that was like one of my little dislikes. And then another dislike I had was just how poor Wallace was treated. Because he was like, I just have a question with Wallace. Was Wallace have the same VA? Because I swear he sounded different to me. Because I feel like he had like a deeper voice in the Wallace Cup versus the current episode. So I'm not sure. Like, because he sounded different to me. So I'm not too sure if anyone could back me up on that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, he did sound a little.
Yeah, because I remember
different.
like in the Wallace Cup, he had like a more deeper, confident type voice, and then this one here was kind of like more petty, kind of like higher. Like he didn't sound the same to me.
Oh, I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, and I tried looking it up, but there's like nothing. Yeah, I couldn't. There was nothing to confirm it, and I even went to Ballwipedia, and then they were claiming it was the same, but I don't know if that's right or not. But I just it was just like I just like when I was watching, I was like, I don't think this is the same guy, but I could be wrong. Because also too, like it's been a while since probably voiced that character, so maybe his voice could have changed, or I don't know, but I think but for how he was treated though, I guess he was like bumped down from the champion till to a gym leader.
Yep.
And then
also, thank you for subscribing, Dill. Much love.
Yeah, and he basically got like put in this, and then he probably put in like the butt line of the joke though. But I did find it funny in the beginning when he kept grabbing Ash, so I did find that funny. But then kind of, and the mid part though, I'm not too upset about the battle. I kind of wish we could have seen it, but I guess since it's not focused on Ash, they kind of like, oh yeah, let's cut this battle out. Like that was some minute with that. I was kind of like, okay. I was like, I wish we saw it, but I guess because Wallace is not in the PWC, so they're like, okay, whatever. Also, I was a little salty. I guess Wallace also kept Ash from meeting Serena sooner because like he kept, I guess like he was like, oh, he kind of distracted him with the battle, so that would made Ash miss the whole contest thing, and then they got stayed behind. So I kind of bit a little salty, but otherwise, the likes I did, the episode likes I did. Serena's introduction, I loved her introduction. Like she looks stunning. For the shot that she turned around, I loved her outfit. I kind of felt, and I felt her and Chloe's interaction was very organic. It didn't feel like it was forced. Like it's like I think as a lot of more times with the other interaction, like yeah, like the other character returns and everything, it kind of feels like oh yeah, they had to like oh yeah, we got to connect to this character to the other character. But I felt their interaction was organic. It didn't feel so that was, and I love how they related a lot of Chloe's struggles was similar with Serena because I guess Chloe as of now doesn't know what she wants to do, and now it's Serena's struggle. So I kind of like that little parallels there. And I love that Serena's a bit more independent, and then she knows what she wants. It is like a stark contrast when she was traveling with Ash. So it showed her like when she was speaking to Chloe, like it really showed. And then also helping Chloe with her nerves when she was about to perform out in the stage. And I guess one of the other things I really loved is like Serena was also quoting. She took Ash's words to heart, so they kept quoting that one quote, like saying about if you don't try the failure thing. Of course, I didn't type that one the quote down there, but I was looking into the episodes with those two, but I guess they're translated a little bit differently. But then they kept quoting from the XYZ episode 113. So they kept quoting from right after when Serena like was done with her master showcase, and then she was deciding if she should go with Pomero or no, and then Ash took sit down and talked to her. So that was like a cool reference from that. So then
He actually quotes Ash from 3 different episodes.
Okay. I know the other episode was like towards the end too, like XYZ, if I recall.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I kind of so I did like that quote. And then I did laugh at Ash and Go trying to leave Wallace in the dust. And I mentioned, I actually liked when Chloe was performing. I kind of liked that Chloe and Eevee had like the little remembrance, like when she met the other Eevee evolutions, and then they actually remembered. And then I think when Polygray mentioned from the beginning of the episode, I liked they referenced back from the from when they met. What's this guy's name? Kari from Olivia Coast City. So I kind of like they brought some Journeys reference back into trying to keep everything together, which we don't see too often. So I was very happy with that. And let's see here, what else did I write on here? And then, do you guys know the track that they played with Eevee and Chloe's performance? Because I actually really liked that track.
That's Koharu's theme, isn't it?
Koharu's theme, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, they played the same one when at the end of the first episode with Dawn and Koharu.
I did not remember that.
Is that the new one or the?
I was like, it sounded different to me because I was like, I never heard of that before. But if it was that one with because that was when she was performing with the Eevee.
Yes. They played it right before they found Cresselia.
I did not. Oh my god!
It's not used very often, so.
I don't even remember that. Yeah, and then I kind of want to try to forget the Dawn episode, so that's why I kind of like I totally forgot about it. But I did like that track, so I guess like the first time I really appreciated then, and then also the very end with Ash and Serena's quick reunion though, I actually thought the ending was so heartfelt. It was like I love how they were so excited, like telling about their progress and then hopes and dreams, and then they kept cheering themselves out. So I kind of felt that was so heartwarming. And I guess most people were hoping that Ash's Serena's reunion was going to be longer, but I guess it said to dead. But I had like one guy on Twitter because I posted my tweet on Friday about the episode, and then the first thing he asked me is like, "Oh, did Ash and Serena talk about their kiss?" And yeah, that was the first thing he asked me, and I'm like, no, because he kind of like that was the thing he got disappointed on. But I was like, I don't think they're gonna really talk about that. So, but yeah, he was already disappointed because they don't talk about the kiss. I was like, oh god. But yeah, and then yeah. Anyways, though, yeah, and actually, this episode did have a lot of references.
Oh, hey, hold on a second. My buddy Roach just rated with a party of 10. How you doing, buddy?
Let's go.
Hey, how'd your stream go, Roach? Hopefully everything went well for you, buddy.
Hey.
Yeah, just also to clarify, he is actually a good pal of mine. Glad to see his stream went well, though.
What up?
Nice, yeah. But yeah, this episode had a lot of references, though, which I was surprised. But then it was like, like Liza introduction. They actually it was I found this out actually a little bit earlier earlier in the evening, but they referenced her from the games, like all of the
Oraz.
Yeah, from Oraz. So I was like surprised with that. I saw that on tweet. I'm like, oh, I did not know that. It's been a while since I played it. We mentioned about Serena's outfit for the XY games. And then also love the let's see. And then I was happy that Nate and Dawn got a flashback. And then of course like Wallace saying like, remember the Wallace cup? And then I'm surprised Ash remembers Steven now, which is funny though, because like I could in X and Y he didn't seem that excited, or maybe because everything was happening. I don't remember being that excited seeing Steven. I don't know if it's just me, but I was kind
The
of
one filler episode in AG, which was his debut.
That debut only, right? Yeah, that's like the only one he remembers. So I was kind of surprised he's excited more for that versus that's like I was just like, so I was like, no wonder Wallace is like, oh, you remember him? Okay, fine. But and then also let's see here, the little pink ribbon that Serena puts on her Serena on Chloe's Eevee, and then also the contest rules. This was the first time they mentioned normal in master ranking contest. I don't think they ever done that before. So like that's what it was like. The contest was kind of like a little bit different. So, and lastly, the Delphox retained his bull from the stick from XY too. So that was the last one I remembered. But otherwise, that's it.
And the score? What was it again?
My score. I would give it 8.5 out of 10.
Alrighty then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for your input on that, buddy. So let me go and now pass this on to Tyrone. Why don't we? What do you got to say about the review, buddy? Because I will be clear just right now. I really know very little on your input aside from just the number 9. And I don't know if the number 9 had changed into anything else after that. So I'm really curious to see what you have to say on this one, buddy.
So my thing is, I want to get this out of the way first. Obviously, the worst aspect of this episode is Lucia, Wallace, pretty much any character that isn't Serena. Like, just bad. Oh, well, no, Koharu's pretty good in this episode. So, any character that isn't Serena or Koharu, those two, honestly, the entire episode could have been about them two and I would have been satisfied. But obviously, Go and Ash have to be there. More specifically, Ash has to be there for the final bits of it. And I honestly, like, a lot of people really wanted to see this reunion between Ash and Serena. If anything, I would argue this episode was more about those two meeting and everything else was just sort of the stuff until they meet up. Lucia, unfortunately, she's a victim of being her video game character and nothing else. Like, literally, her intro is just like the video game where she rushes whoever's looking into the crowd, into the contest world. She just does her performance with her Mega Altaria. She's standard shit. She's pretty much Oraz. And I know Polly talked about the contest and the rules for it. it's very clear that much like with Oros the games, they changed the rules from the contest that happened in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald to the Oros contest rules, where literally the whole appeal round is mostly what makes the entire setup for the contest. Whereas in whereas in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, it's a battle. Like you'll do certain moves to disrupt other opponents, like contest appeals. Some moves will react based off of other moves. Like for example, if you're in a beauty contest and you use like Ice Beam after your opponent just used a water move, that's also a beauty move. It doubles an appeal. If someone did a move that tries to disrupt your appeal, but the turn before it, you use the move that protects yourself, it won't earn as many points, but it blocks the disruption of your appeal so you don't get a lower score. That like Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald had a very specific battle unit when it came to how they handle their contests. Whereas in Oros, you just sort of do attacks and hope the fans like how good it looks. And then certain moves had certain appeal points, and the rules aren't as intricate. So it's very clear they were copying more off the modern rules than the Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald ones. Where in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, they didn't have much to work with either. So they couldn't copy it directly from the game. So what they decided to do instead was make it pretty much Pokemon battles, but they're pretty sometimes. I would argue that even those contest rules are kind of funky, but we're not here to talk about those. And because of this build-up, as Phantomine just said, the way that's set up, Ash and Go have to pretty much be jackasses for the entire episode in order for the meetup to happen appropriately, which I agree with KG and Polly. They could have done that way better. Go could have sought after Altaria, and then when Ash tried to catch up with Altaria, Wallace could have shown up and talked about how great his niece is, and then showed off some of the contest skills that he taught his niece by displaying them using his championship Pokemon. That way Ash doesn't have to mud stomp him off screen, and we get this complete disrespect of his character. If you watch Diamond and Pearl and then watch this, you'll realize that Wallace's character is completely disrespected by all sense of the word. Like, Wallace wasn't treated with near as much disrespect in Diamond and Pearl. In fact, everybody knew him to be this famous coordinator, as well as this champion-style trainer. He was very well regarded. So to see him be pulled off as nothing more than a joke, to see him be pulled off as nothing more than a running gag, and second fiddle to Steven, who is, again, another Hoenn champion, is completely disrespectful and jarring. All of that is bad. Like, that in and of itself is just extremely bad. But then we cut to, like, all the moments there, and again, Lucia literally only exists because she was in a game that one time, and like JPR said, it sells toys. This anime is made to sell fucking toys. And this is pretty much their way of going, if you haven't bought Oros yet but still own a 3DS, you can still do that. Yeah, or hey, you remember Oros? Remember this? Like, it's literally only exists for that moment. So a lot of things have to be pushed around for the sake of what's really important here. So, during that part, if you take into consideration all of those things, then you're probably wondering, well, Tyrone, you're complaining about a lot here. Why the fuck did you give it a 9? Well, it's gonna go into a similar reason as to why KG gave the Sun and Moon score a high score and then gave it a different score when it came to being a Journeys episode. It's because as an X to Y episode, carving out all of the characters with the exception of maybe Koharu, because Koharu is essential here. This is a perfect Serena episode for her. This is a nice way to, and I've been noticing they've been doing this recently, and they didn't do it as well with Clement. They did well with Bonnie, but you can't really fuck Bonnie up. But they tried to do this with Bonnie, Clement, and Serena, and then later Greninja. Which, that makes sense because the first half of Pokemon XY was about Ash, the second half was about Karina, the third half was about Serena, the fourth half was about Clement, the fifth half was about Ash, Greninja, and the final half was about Bonnie. That's how the chapters are set up. This and the future episodes that they're doing definitely feel like epilogue episodes. They all feel like cap-off episodes. Things to finish off what happened in XY. It's very clear that a lot of people weren't satisfied with the ending of XY. So what Journeys is at least trying to do is damage control. They're trying to pretty much give each of these characters a here's what happened after XY situation. Clement still makes a machine to help Ash prep for an Elite Four boss fight. Serena has become completely competent. And this is what drives the entire episode for me. You can definitely tell, not just from the way she looks, which I don't know why they took the trouble to make her look different, but not any of the other characters. It definitely feels like Serena has complete control of the situation. She's the one that initiates the action. She's the one that's rumored about. She's the one that's able to tell Koharu everything and tell her the advice to keep her going. She's the one that picks out the dress that Koharu's able to use later on in the contest. She's the one that gets the nervous jitters out of Koharu that allow her to actually go up on stage. She's the one that gives more guidance. She's the one that passes down the ribbon that was on Sylveon's ear onto Eevee as a symbolization of passing the torch. She is in complete dominant control the entire time. That same feeling that I got when I watched Ash stand up on top of Lumio's tower with Froakie and Pikachu facing off Garchomp to calm it down was the exact same level of growth and maturity that I seen when I looked at Serena during this entire episode. It is very clear that this is no longer the Serena that's blushy and shy and overly polite because she doesn't know how to handle herself outside of her home. With the only time she ever rebellious being with her mother because she has a close relationship with her mother, so she's comfortable with her. This isn't the Serena that has to stand up for what she believes in. This is a Serena that's very comfortable with herself, knows who she is, and is able to guide things to the point where Koharu feels the need to call Serena Miss Serena at the beginning of the episode, where she corrects her and says, no, just call me Serena. This feels like the very same Serena that has the same energy as the Diantha that the former Serena was gushing over in XY. She has complete maturity and control of the situation. We don't even need Ash and the others. Serena never has to refer to them. Serena's main source of inspiration came from Ash. So it's very clear that when she takes control of this episode, when you take into account it being a Serena episode, that's why it earns so much for me. And then to top it all off, when she finally leaves Koharu, you see her meet up with Ash, and I love that it's this much. I love that it wasn't the entire episode of her with Ash blushing that she's in Ash's presence. No, this was the perfect amount of time. That little moment right there was all we needed. We did not need to see this lengthy thing of all of this, like, oh, Ash, I'm so glad to see you again, and then, oh, he's here again, and the last time I saw him, we, like, none of that. No, here we see that it is a, hey, I don't know what name to call you anymore, but hi, how you doing? But, so, during this exact moment, we see the complete evolution of how she is. She's not blushing. She's not backing down. She is clearly grown, and she's able to tell Ash just flat out, this is what I've been doing when you were away, and Ash immediately tells her, this is what I've been doing while we were away as well, and then they part ways. Serena then stands there and then leaves. She waits through it all and then leaves out. If you take all of that into account and focus on just Serena for this episode, carving out the other shit, then yes, this episode still receives a 9 because it does an excellent job of showing where this character was to where this character is. How does it fare as a Journeys episode?
You okay there, Tyrone? Need a pat in the back real quick? Here, I'll pat you.
They're doing comment. It feels like we had to sacrifice Wallace to get a good Serena episode, and I am legitimately impressed how well Journeys was able to handle Serena. Like they very much handled Serena with like well knitted gloves.
No, they made sure to handle it well.
Yeah, they had. It almost felt like they. Yeah, it almost felt like they had to. I know Koro said it wasn't the writers of XY who wrote the episode, but it definitely feels like the writer of XY put a bug in their ear, going, "Listen, if you fuck this up,
they're gonna come after me."
Oh,
exactly.
All this, like the forks and knives and everything going after each other.
Yeah,
would have happened if they messed it up.
Yeah. But because of that, you had to sacrifice an iconic character, which makes me feel bad for Diamond and Pearl fans more than anything else. Because Wallace, I never thought was a bad character in any means. But the Wallace I get here, let's say you didn't know anything about Wallace prior to Journeys. This is his introduction, and he's a joke. He's off screen beaten. He's treated with such disrespect. It is downright awful how bad this man's treated. And he has to share this episode with one of the most iconic XY characters. And he has to keep up with her. And he doesn't do any of it. He's treated as nothing more than a sideshow. And with his incompetence, Ash and Go also have to be there acting like complete jerks. Which unfortunately hurts their characters too. Koharu's the only one here who benefits. And granted, it's her episode, but still, it makes me almost wish the episode was just Koharu and Serena. We didn't need Ash and the others here. Yes, that moment between Serena and Ash was nice, but just to see how strong Serena's become as a character almost kind of negates it. If she needs to meet Ash later in the series, that's fine. But as of now, like, they did her justice already here, which makes everything else feel sort of lopsided. Thankfully, Koharu pulls the rest of the weight here, so it stops the episode of Journeys, at least, from being a terrible score. I would give it about a 6.5, but that's only because Koharu's carrying this shit on the weight of her poor little shoulders. Because everybody else does not do this any justice, and Serena's already holding her own with the rest of the episode, which is why the episode gets the 6.5 for a Journeys episode. But as an XY episode, if we're looking at it through Serena's lens, it's a 9, because again, this is Serena carrying the show.
At least in the perspective of it being like a conclusion to her character.
Absolutely. This is an epilogue episode for Serena if I've ever seen one, and it does a perfect job of showing that off.
I'm glad you said that, buddy, only because now I feel like you finally kind of, in a way, understood the perspective I had with that Sun and Moon back then in year 2.
Definitely.
Yeah, now, except it's not with the same series. Now this time it's with a series that you are so heavily attached to, so I can understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's taken this long for us to finally get to an episode where they treat the characters appropriately, but I am legitimately surprised that they were able to do that, especially with Serena of all people. Now, a lot of people kept asking, oh, well, Serena, because I made a tweet, I was like, from start to finish, and I took the first picture of Serena with the fletchling on top of her head, and she's annoyed that she has to do what she has to do, versus the
I'm just going to add somebody into the call right now, just to let you know.
All right, go ahead. Okay. Versus the Serena that we finally get. And I said from start to finish, and people keep saying, well, it doesn't have to be the finish. I want it to be the finish because, honestly, I think this is perfect. The show's never going to go any deeper with Ash and Serena outside of them doing this. So I kind of just wanted to be the end for Serena. That's it. She's an accomplished person, and it's clear she can carry her own now. This is no longer the Serena that needs Ash's affirmation in order to do any actions. This is no longer the Serena that can't fend for herself, and this is no longer the indecisive Serena that can't figure out what she wants to do. This is now a strong, powerful Serena that holds her own. That's all I need to know. Her chapter is over. She is complete. If you, bringing her back won't do much else other than, she's by Ash again. And again, this show doesn't really do romance unless it's with already established adults like Professor Kukui.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't want her to come back. If we're talking epilogue episodes, then this is fine. Her being a role model is a perfect way to end her character.
And they still set it up openly and nicely too, to where they don't need to bring her back because they start saying, "Oh, she could act like as a duo idol with Lycia."
Right. So we get a conclusion of what she's doing because back then she turned Pamela Palmero down, but that was because that was her choice. She made that decision to do it, and now that she's established herself, she can make a more confident decision based on the person that she's teamed up with, that being Lycia. So we get a conclusion for her. That's fine. So we don't need her to come back. This is it. But that's pretty much all I have to say. The episode, as a Journeys episode, 6.5. As a XY epilogue episode, 9 out of 10.
Okay, wonderful. I'm just happy to see you finally got your epilogue episode. Something that I got to experience early on that you were able to experience a little later on. But you know what's the best part about an epilogue episode, Teron? Despite it doesn't matter when it appears. It's more so how this episode handles that epilogue. Because once again, just watch all of X and Y and X, Y, and Z, and then jump into this episode. And it is so good. Bro.
And that's exactly what we did during the reaction. After this episode, we wound up watching episode 60 of Serena just to see the fall of Serena, and now we've seen the conclusion. It's perfect. Especially if you just watch that last part where they played the song Friends from XY.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is a wonderful moment. And honestly, that's how it feels when you finish that off. The rest is up to the audience. They can interpret what happens afterwards. That's no longer the writer's responsibility. They did their job. So, with that being said, I'm rambling. We gotta let our other guests say stuff.
Alrighty then, let's go say hello to our friend who has joined us right now. Hello, sir.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Oh man, that's a nostalgic voice right there, buddy. Haven't heard you in a while. How you been?
It's truly been a minute. Yeah, how you guys doing? Man, I feel like it's been forever. I feel like we haven't talked since X and Y, huh?
Oh man, it truly has been, man. I still remember the discussion we had that fateful day with Gudra.
Oh my god, yeah, that was iconic. What's up, chat? Hey,
but everybody, say hello to our buddy here, Tasso Official, who you might have also seen recently in the collab that we had a while ago on Zach's channel.
Yep, and Tasso collabed with me a while back too. So
just nothing but fun all around. I'm glad to see you're doing okay though, buddy. How has everything been though?
Pretty good. I mean, we got one of my favorite companions returning after almost 6 years. Got to see you guys having the time of your life in New York City, which, by the way, I will make sure that I go to the next meetup, whenever that is. But
we'll see what happens because I think they were wanting for you to come for this one, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah,
because I saw your name being popped up, but I believe it was because of time constraints and stuff that didn't happen.
Yeah,
real quick, I wanted to throw this in too, before anybody else does it. I really love the fact that the narrator said Ash and Serena continue to head towards their goal.
Yeah, they didn't bring the others.
They literally could have just said Serena heads towards our goal and Ash and the others as well. Maybe Koharu will too or something. But they didn't. They went out of their way to say Ash and Serena are doing it.
Yeah.
So take that other shippers. No, I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so Tessa, I'm glad to see you're doing fine. But of course, I know why you're here. You did ask me for this, and I really would love to hear from your perspective. I know you also did a reaction to it as well, but which I believe is still available on your channel. You didn't get hit by anything yet, did you?
No, thankfully, I know how to do reactions now, so I don't think they're gonna come after me. I made sure of that. I took a lot of lessons from a lot of people doing reactions, so let's see what the future holds for that video. But yeah, I did ask KG to come here, not to gush about, Ash and Serena's reunion or just Serena coming back in general, but just to prove to everybody that Journey's really stepped up when it came to bringing back returning companions. And, I listened to a portion to what Tyrone said about, Serena's return and how the writers handled her well to the extent of even impacting.
If anything, that kind of makes me mad though, because it's like, oh, you could do this for Serena, but all the other characters get shite when they come back.
Exactly, and that's the unfortunate part too, because I'm gonna bite the bullet here. When you compare this to the other reunion episodes, I mean, they were good in their own right. But when you compare it to this Serena episode, and again, I'm not trying to let the X and Y bias speak for me, you can really tell that they put the time and effort to respect Serena's development from the previous series that she was in to make it feel like a true epilogue. And regardless of how we see Iris becoming the champion or Dawn still doing contests, it just didn't feel like a true epilogue for them. I mean, we got 4 episodes with Dawn, and as it is, how many episodes have we had with Dawn already? I think 6 at this point, right?
More than we deserve, honestly.
Yeah. No. So hold on, real quick. I want to put in a reference because I went back and watched them just to make sure I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what Dawn does the minute she meets Koharu? First of all, her Piplup winds up coming out of the fucking forest to eat the soup Koharu and Evie went through the trouble of making. Cause Dawn's like, yo, we were starving in the woods and we didn't know what the fuck was going on, so Piplup smelled food, we ate it. And then Dawn shows up and trips on a fucking branch or whatever and falls on her ass. And then she's like, yeah, I've been all a bunch of regions doing all sorts of contests. And then she just acts like a jackass for like 5 minutes. Like she's playing in the flowers, playing with Badoo, playing in the water, just doing bullshit. And then loses to Ryder. That's her introduction.
But you know why they did that, right?
She's a jackass.
Well, there's that. But I feel like at that time, since this was their first big reunion episode with the previous traveling companion, they were more focused on the nostalgia factor than showcasing how much Dawn has advanced in off-screen land. And I feel like that was their biggest mishap. Like, I get it. We're going to, like, if Piplup didn't evolve, yes, you can show Piplup's like how much of a jerk he is later on in the episode. But to introduce Dawn's character straight up with Piplup being stealing the food, it's like, well, we're here for Dawn, and first impressions are everything. We haven't seen her in for so long, and this is how you're gonna introduce her after almost a decade. I mean, it
I don't even think Koharu liked her. I don't even think Koharu liked her ass, because there's this moment where they're walking through the forest and Koharu's like, Evie and I would like to get to the city so we can actually see the contest. Isn't that right, Evie? And then Dawn's like, well, Piplup and I would rather go play around so that we can, so that you shouldn't be so uptight. Isn't that right, Piplup? And they do that like passive aggressive like walk while they're rushing to where they need to go. I'm just like, bro, this is stupid.
And also,
Right.
we didn't have to see a contest either.
That's
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're gonna fuck around. Yeah. That's perfect. Waste our time.
Okay, but to cap off real quick, because I know we're limited on time, right? I don't want to, because I know you guys literally hit the mark. Like I said, I was listening previously. You guys hit a mark in a lot of things I wanted to say, so I'm gonna try not to repeat them. But just to compare how they did those reunion episodes for this episode, you really get the idea that they took special care into making sure Serena's return was a memorable one, to going as far as not even preview Serena in the opening. Or, I mean, there was no... It got leaked, unfortunately, right? And I wanted to talk about that previously.
That is the saddest thing about this episode, bro. Because it was... You know what it is? We all complained. About Anipoke PR leaking shit before the episode drops. Like how they leaked the kid of Kukui and Burnett's before the episode even dropped. Like a couple of days. when that shit should have been a secret that everybody should have enjoyed and appreciated. And it seemed like they understood it, and fans would have been happy. Oh man, they could have been surprised by that moment. And then the leakers were like, "Nah, let's just put it out in public."
Yeah, I mean, it's good for it's good. How do I say it? It's good for the views if you're trying to like, guys, look at Serena's coming back. But it's unfortunate as a viewer if you're a fan of this said character because you wanted to have that surprise factor when that character actually showed up. And I could only imagine how people would have reacted on that day, seeing Serena for the first time ever, and then we get the promotional posters. It would have been overwhelming to an extent, but
Bro, it
I
would
feel
have
like we would have.
Serena would have been trending hard that day, bro.
Oh no, she was trending.
Oh no, she was trending, but I mean, like she would have
but-
lasted like the
Yeah,
whole.
she probably
Oh
would have
my
trended
God,
a lot more if they didn't leak it so early.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been
Especially
Unfortunately,
last
that's.
week.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, unfortunately, it's just sad to see that the thing that we asked for worked, but it came at a cost because others decided to pitch in and decide to leak it at the end.
Right. And I think the writers know how popular she is too, because I mean, for them to hide it this long, it's like you can, after watching the episode, you can definitely tell why they did that. I mean, this episode, regardless of her coming back and her being a fan favorite, it truly felt like what Tyrone says, and I want to emphasize it a lot. It felt like an epilogue to her character, and that's one of the major things I wanted to talk about. That's why I wanted to come on this podcast. Because while people are gushing over the fact that the Serena and Ash reunion happened, I don't think people really understand that brief moment, that brief conversation they had about talking about their dreams, how it really solidified how special their bond is, and to go as far as beyond to you saw yourself how Serena just stayed at the dock as the boat continued to leave. I mean, it might have been more than 10 minutes. I don't know. There's no time.
The
Time is a
sunset
construct.
came and night.
Yeah,
came.
time is a construct in Pokemon. Time doesn't exist. For all we know, it could have been 20 seconds. But anyway, for her to just stand there and
just
completely leave. Oh, she left as soon as the boat was no longer in view. There was a lot of things going through my head. First off, it's like, what is she thinking about, right? The ribbon wasn't mentioned. She wasn't blushing. She didn't really gush over the fact that Ash was really there. She was just genuinely happy to see him again. And there's a lot of questions too that weren't answered. Like, where'd the ribbon go, right? Are they going to? I mean, why did Ash not recognize her? Like, Ash didn't comment about how Serena looked different. And these are things that people shouldn't really focus on. Realistically, they should just focus. I'm not going to tell you what you should focus on, but I feel like people miss the point. This brief re-encounter between the two really showed how much of an impact a character does to another person. I don't think we've ever seen it to this extent, that how much of an impact Ash has to Serena. I mean, throughout the whole episode, I felt like I was watching a completely different person, from her helping Koharu to reassuring her that everything's going to be fine. I was in your same situation. Humbling herself. Like Tyrone also explained as well, hey, don't call me Miss, just call me Serena. She knows how popular she is, but she doesn't let that go to her head. She sees someone who was in her shoes, and she's trying her best to make sure that she will succeed in what she's trying to do. Because back then, if you compare episode 1 to Serena to now, it's like, damn, X and Y really did us good. I mean, with her character development, from her thinking that she wasn't good enough for performances after that first failure, to now helping somebody else who's barely at the starting line. It just goes to show how much care they put into Serena's development, and I'm just so happy to see that they did her right in this Journeys episode. Because I'm not gonna lie, after seeing the previous returning companion episodes, I was a little nervous. A lot of people, I think it's no surprise that a lot of people were sort of nervous as well that Serena was returning, because as it is. People weren't happy with Dawn's return, or somewhat with Iris, but I feel like they definitely nailed it when it came to this episode. Again, I have my notes here too, but I'm trying to see what you guys didn't talk about so I don't repeat it. But I guess I could. I'll talk about the dislikes for the episode first, and then I'll talk about ending a bit more, because that's literally what I came here to talk about mostly. Definitely didn't like the fact that Wallace was a sacrifice for, like, the fact that this man had to compete with the most popular female companion in Pokemon history is just completely unfair. It definitely took away a lot of things that made his character great back in AG, and it's unfortunate to see that Ash and Go had to act their kid self to, like, hey Wallace, all right, cool, you're the champion and all, but we want to go see this performance. It's like, I don't know. I felt like Ash shouldn't have done that, because again, every time he sees a champion, he either gushes about them, or he's like just in pure amazement and wants to battle. Here, like, I felt like it was out of character for him to go see a performance. Regardless, I think he knew for a fact that Koharu was performing, so that might have been the reason. But yeah, it's unfortunate to see Wallace took the hit well, not take the hit, but to compete with Serena in the same episode. Also, that May and Dawn cameo, that was very unexpected. I did not expect to see them bring her back by any means.
It felt like the Anipoke girls were like just growing in the community.
It's like all of Anipoke girls at once too, because usually that's
right. Rare. A lot of people were questioning too, why wasn't this the special, the 25th anniversary special? And I mean, I get it. It's cameos galore. The most popular female companion is back, but again, this Journeys isn't about. Well, I guess it's 50% about nostalgia at this point. Let's be real here, right? Like that, they're literally bringing somebody back in every episode at this point. But you guys have to realize this is Ash's journey, and to see Go and Koharu grow as the new characters to take on the mantle of companionship for Ash, it's like we got to see how they develop and not just focus on the past, because the past is done. They got their own series. As much as we want to see a spin-off for other characters, I think we need to realize that at the end of the day, we're watching a guy strive to become the best he can be, and it feels like it's coming to its conclusion. So for them to focus on his dream for the 25th anniversary is more warranted than just having Serena come back and like, hey guys, look at Serena's back. Now put all your attention on us because we brought back your favorite traveling companion. Like, no, that's not the case. But yeah, again, I'm going through my notes and everything I wanted to talk about. You guys like talked about it already. So okay, you know what? Here's a good one. The ribbon. Where is the ribbon? Did Serena forget about Ash? Like, I got a lot of mentions about that. Like,
she probably kept it as a keepsake. It's pretty much similar to how Ash probably keeps a lot of his shit back at home.
Right, like the handkerchief, right? That's why I made that tweet the other day, because when I was making edits for the episode, I've noticed that handkerchief was really never brought back, aside from serving its purpose to reuniting these two characters together. And the same could be said for the ribbon. It did its purpose. It showcased that Serena really cared about Ash, and to show her appreciation as to how much of an impact she's done to her character. That ribbon was there in place. But again, Journeys is all about growing as a character, and for the ribbon not to show up, it doesn't mean that Serena doesn't care about Ash anymore. She's grown as her own character. I mean, realistically, are you gonna wear something that someone bought you for the rest of your life? I mean, I guess you can say the same thing for a ring. I mean, that's the only way you could wear something that someone bought you. But I mean, they're kids, guys. Come on. The ribbon's not a big deal. Like, it's not the end of a more shipping. I don't know why people were trying to go as far to say, oh my God, did you guys see the ankle ribbon that she was wearing in her performance dress? It's like, no, dude, that's just a regular anklet. Come on, man. But yeah, it's just crazy to see how much of an impact Serena had to the community as well. I'm not talking about like the Pokemon universe, but just the community in general. I gotta say, I mean, a lot of people I feel like handled this really well. I was very worried about the toxicity that was going to come out of this episode, but overall, I think everybody was happy with the reunion. Even though it was brief, I think it was perfect. I don't think it needed to be any longer than it needed to be. It got the job done. They basically told each other what they were currently doing, and it was just when John said that Pokemon was not peak. What did he say? Not peak fiction.
Peak fiction. But like this isn't a
Not even
peak
mid-anime.
or mid anime. This is the Pokemon anime.
Oh man, I don't know what I would have done if I was there. Like I was gonna call you guys too. It's like, hold on, let me talk to John real quick. All right, let me tell you why you're wrong there. But no, he's right. I mean, realistically, Pokemon is about Ash and selling toys, unfortunately. But at the same time, too, Journeys has these moments where it's like, damn, they're really going above and beyond to showcase how much of an impact these two characters had on each other. And for them to do it in a short amount of time, it's like, come on, like you can't deny the fact that this was brilliant writing on their part. The music was perfect, the atmosphere, and then just the long pause that she had as the boat went away.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
You, Zach, for gifting a sub to Eddie Petty. Congrats, buddy, on the gift.
Thank you.
Hey, let's go, Zach. But yeah, everything was just perfect about that final scene, and I hope people realize that if we don't get to see Serena for a while from now, I think that's going to be perfectly fine. They got the job done. Her purpose was to, I mean, the whole purpose of the episode was to give Serena a conclusion and help Koharu out. And I think Koharu will acknowledge or will carry those words that Serena gave her. And by the way, I said I wasn't going to talk about anything that you guys mentioned before, but the amount of things Serena quoted from Ash, again, I mean, it just goes to show how much of an impact Ash had on Serena. And she was even trying to twist it into her own words. It's like, man, it really cemented the things that Ash has said to other companions as well. It makes me wonder, do they use things that Ash has said to their own dreams as well? Like Brock, does he think about the things Ash has done throughout their adventures, the quotes he said? Like, does he use that to help him out when it comes to like a situation that doesn't seem solvable, and then you see Ash up here somehow solving it because he has all this willpower and optimism to do it? It's like, man, the way they write Ash, man, I swear.
But I agree with you because
24 years old and I'm still reviewing stuff like this. I mean, they're doing something right. If they're going as far as to have me make a YouTube channel to gush about how Ash's character is such a great character overall. But you were saying, KG? I didn't mean.
No, I was saying like you bring up a valid point because like I can think about like how, you know, they could be quoting him or they could be thinking about his recklessness as a way to also be a little reckless themselves to try to achieve their dreams too, or maybe help save somebody. Like these are like Ash might, you know, Ash's influence has in a way been ingrained towards the companions that he's made along the way. And I really appreciate that about the way they write the stories down for these individuals sometimes. Like that's how it was for Brock and Silent when they were together, or Clement and Silent when they were together. They always find a way to try to like have Ash's influence be a central focus towards how these characters can tend to act throughout that episode or special.
Oh no, definitely. I mean, for Serena to even mention like how she had a few friends back then kind of like help her realize what she wanted to do, because she even admitted to Koharu that there was when she first started out on her journey, she had no goals set in sight for her. And it really goes to show that she even acknowledges how well, not I wouldn't say lost, but more so how aimless. Like she really didn't know what she wanted to do in life, and for Ash to come in her life to help her be where she is today, it's like that means something. And I felt like at the end that brings me back to what I was saying about her staring as the boat went away, that she remembers how much Ash has done for her as a character. And as much as I want to see her again, I don't think we're going to see her until the end of Journeys if they want to appease everybody. Like, oh, okay, Serena really cares about Ash more than these other people, and we'll make them into something. But again, this is a kid show, so don't put your hopes on that. But I am glad that Serena does know what Ash is doing, and that the PWC is a thing. And I highly doubt that the PWC is going to be televised or highly advertised to the point where all the companions are going to either show up at the end when Ash is facing against Leon, and they're all going to be cheering him on. I mean, they emphasize it every time they meet a companion. I'm competing in the PWC. There has to be a reason for that. And that reason is definitely them either showing up at the end or giving us that Diamond and Pearl stint where every companion or side character is watching said battle. So we will see. But hopefully it's the other one where they all show up at the end. But
we'll see what happens for that. But honestly, like you said before, I just love that ending so much. This episode's ending is absolutely great. This like as you stated, this episode's ending with like how these two interacted with each other was so simple, but it effectively worked because of it. Because sometimes you don't need to always have a long written moment to really make it feel that impactful. Sometimes keeping it simple, short, and sweet to the point can often lead it to be a much better written narrative overall for both Serena's character and for Ash's character. I think the best thing about that though is that, like you mentioned with Serena just looking into the distance, I feel like she was also proud of herself too, in a way. To see that she knows that he's still moving forward to his dreams and that she's also moving towards her own dreams, just as the narrator said it too. Like they're still both achieving what they want to achieve together. They're not stalling, they're not doing anything. They're both aiming towards their goals. And it's something for her to feel proud of. Like she feels at this point she is in equal footing to Satoshi in terms of like how they're both aiming for their goals. They haven't reached it there yet, but they're both moving inch by inch. And I like how that's like the interpretation they went for that episode. Also,
I mean, she even says herself, like, if you're gonna be the best, I'll aim to be the best performer too. Like they both want to be the best at what they both set their goals to, and it's I think that's the best sort of I guess you can say, not hint but per se, just like you can really tell that they want to see each other succeed, and you can see it in their eyes too. I mean, Ash, I've never seen I don't even think Ash's eyes were sparkling. Maybe it was just the sun, but to see Ash's like eyes, I guess
sometimes they don't need to sparkle, they just simply need to smile.
Exactly.
He was like so excited though, just to see
like talking about their dreams, right? Because again, this is Ash wanting to become a Pokemon master, and for him to re-announce that to Serena, but like him acknowledging too that she's also trying to be the best at what she wants to accomplish. I mean, again, Ash may not be into maybe oblivious to a lot of things, but when it comes to dreams and goals and the ambition people have to do what they have to do to succeed, I think that's what really like that's what Ash sees from a person. Like that's what it stands out.
And then and also I think Ash was like one. I think with Serena in X and Y, like he wasn't upset like not going to a gym like before past series. He always get upset like, why are we not gonna tackle the gym first? Like he cares about him, but then with X and Y with Serena, he'd be like, let's go. Like he did go out of his way to support Serena.
Yeah, so, like he put a pause on his journey to go get that 8th gym badge and said, Serena, we're gonna go to your contest immediately. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about this path. Focus on your
path. And that's what
I love it. I made an edit about that. It's like, again, people don't realize, like, yes, blushing is cool and all, but
there's more to it than just the
blushing. There's literally more to it. Stop. Like, I get it. You want to see these two together at the end, but I think the support that they have for each other is what I really enjoy about their relationship. It's like I've never seen. Well, I mean, yeah, you could say the same thing for Ash and Misty, Ash and May. I mean, again, he wants the best for them, but I feel like they're putting more emphasis when it comes to Ash and Serena and their
Yeah.
dreams. So, but yeah,
I know. I think you missed it a little earlier, but I mentioned though, like I posted a tweet on Friday saying how much I loved this episode, and then the first question I got in my comment was like, "Oh, did Ash and Serena talk about their kiss?" And I was like, "No." That was the first thing that came up, and I was like, "No."
If you go to my-
and then he was already upset that wasn't happening. But I was like, "No," but it's actually a good feeling when you have to watch the episode, like to But but that was the first thing I got, and I'm like saying like, "No, it's like it's actually a little better though." Like if you watch the episode, it's better than you think.
Yeah, and last thing, because I'm sorry, KJ, I know you wanted to say something. Last thing, real quick. For all those people out there who are kind of like worried that this might be the end of Serena's journey, Ash and Serena, I'm pretty sure you guys know him. He's a well-known person on Twitter that translates a lot of things for us. Apparently, the voice actor for Serena, or no, not the voice actor, writer for the said episode, like she wanted to work on this episode, but she has another hot episode with I think a lot of people are misinterpreting it with Serena in the future. So I don't know if that gives you like I don't know. I mean I feel like that might be misinterpreted.
I think it's more so like they want to work on another episode.
No,
rather than
like,
I'm working on an episode.
There's no point. There's no point.
Yeah, I agree with Tyrone. As much as I want to see her again, okay, if they bring her back for another episode, I really hope that Ash doesn't show up. Like needs to be nothing about but Ash. It needs to be Koharu and Serena. Like if Koharu finally realizes what she wants to do,
Serena doesn't need to show up again. That's it. There's no point. They when you dip your toe in it too many times
of this episode.
Right.
Exactly. I agree with you.
If you do it too many times, it's gonna lose its fucking it's just like if your grandmother made you your favorite meal, but then if she made your favorite meal every fucking day, then it's not special anymore.
But to be fair, Tyrone, I want to counter that argument. Remember back then when we were
that's not gonna work.
No. Okay, but remember back then how we didn't you kind of said that you don't want Serena to come back to Journeys because her story was done.
That's because Journey's track record has been terrible.
Okay, but look they gave her an episode and it's probably the majority's favorite when it comes to returning companions. And I'm not talking about because Serena's back, but because they did her character right. So
and that's what I'm saying. Quit while you're ahead.
Also, remember, this episode for us is still like a 6 in general for like the overall episode.
It's average at best.
But we're also reviewing it as like an epilogue too, because as an epilogue, it works more thematically. That's why I like that Sun and Moon episode.
I'm saying quit while you're ahead, because this show is all, no matter how mature you say it is, the series will never get any more mature than this. Like, this is about it. They'll never take Serena to like any higher level than this. This is about where it stopped.
She's in the master.
That is true. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say one last thing. AnipokePR posted an image. Thank you, Nessa. For posting it on the Discord. They posted an image just not too long ago about what happened after the events of this episode, and they show Serena and Lycia together, and it says here Serena was invited by Lycia to form an idol unit. After that, the two of them began starting a dance lesson together. And you see both of them dancing in the image in this cute little art design done by Mojakuki, who you've seen before in past after story stuff. But what's really amazing about that art piece is that they're both dancing to Dori Dori's dance sequence with the hand motion and everything. Like I'll put if you actually know what, I'll post this here in the main server too, in the Poke Family server, so you can see it for yourself if you haven't yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
So like take a look. That is the exact same motion of the Dori Dori ending song right there with Serena's dance, except now with both of them doing it together. And that is really like we all asked where Dori Dori's at. There you go. It's in the after story. And
there we go. Yeah.
See right there. That's all I need. This is all I need, because it's telling me that she's still moving forward with her own goals without us needing to go further beyond that. Sometimes leaving things as is can often be the sweetest things you can achieve with these kind of stories. You don't need to go extra with your characters. If you had dropped a banger, sometimes just leave it as is. I'm happy. That ending was beautiful. That to everybody I've talked to, everybody agrees that ending was the best thing, not just in this episode, but just in terms of returns as a whole. That was probably one of the best, well written endings and returns for two companions to reunite again. And it's just a minute and a half or something. So
Literally, they did it a minute and a half, and the whole community lost it. That's peak writing right there. If they could
exactly.
do it in a minute and a half, I can only imagine what they could do with 20 minutes or the
I
entire episode.
sometimes I know I would love a full episode too, but honestly, let me just cherish this 1 minute and a half, man. I
Yeah.
listen. I've seen Dawn struggle for 9 episodes, bro. I don't want Serena to struggle that much.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think it's like I understand. I as a fan, as an Amore shipper too, I can understand why you would love to see more. But after the journey we had to go through with Journeys to get at least one solid, true female companion return episode done right, yeah, I'd like to just hold on to this one, please.
No, definitely. And it's sad too, because I mean, there's a lot of indication that she might return in the future. But for now, I don't even want to think about that. This was perfectly done. And,
Yeah.
for as long as until they announce the next episode with her return, definitely going to cherish this as like
Cherish,
her
just cherish
epilogue
what you
into-
got now, because you'll never
Cherish what
know
you-
what'll
yeah.
happen later.
Exactly.
So yeah, but I can wholeheartedly respect your opinion on that. Like if you want more, I understand. I would too. But I would just I as to me, and also as to what I've experienced with Journeys, just like with the Sun and Moon epilogue, sometimes keeping it as is oftentimes the best choice. You don't always need to add more on top of it. Let the epilogue episode in our heads be the epilogue episode in our heads, you know. But anyway,
Definitely.
at least we all can agree that ending part was the cutest shit ever. So that's something they'll never take away from us.
True. Now we just gotta wait for the dub version so they could mess it up with the Ed Goldfarb music.
Shit.
Nah.
They're gonna bring the Batman
Sorry.
theme song right there.
No.
Dun, 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 dun.
I never watched Journey's dub, but I think I'm going to just to see how they ruin the final moment.
At least the only one thing I'll be happy about is the fact that the VA will be back for that one. So that'll make
That
me
too, yeah. Literally, I was gonna say that right now too. Like her
Because she's
VA
saying
is so
the
iconic.
latest intro.
Oh, that is true. She's in a lot of she sings a lot of the themes for Pokemon. I mean, not like the main themes, but like for movies and stuff.
Yeah, she did the theme for like movie 20, which I honestly thought was a really good English
Oh
version.
yeah,
So
definitely.
yeah, nothing much more to say other than that really for this episode. And what you say you would give it as a review overall?
A lot of people are gonna think I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10, but as I said in the Twitch chat, 9 out of 10. I mean, again, there's a lot of things I did want to I wasn't a fan of in terms of Wallace, but I think the amount of screen time she got, the impact that she had on Koharu, just did it for me. The excellent departure at the end, I think it deserves as a Journeys episode a 9 out of 10. For an epilogue, I'd say a 10 out of 10. That's for sure.
Nice.
If you just took away everything else.
Yeah, if you
Wallace
just
and all that.
why do we have to do this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny to me. As much as I hate the Wallace stuff, I kind of like that it did that. Only because it just made the Serena moments a lot more sweeter. If that makes sense. Like, you hate something so much and you just love something so much more that the hatred for this one thing is just spiking up your love for this other thing. And it was with Serena. I don't know. Maybe that's just my mindset, or maybe it's because it's already 12:40 in the morning, so I might need to.
Oh my.
Yeah, buddy. Nah, but it's all good. It's all good. We came here to talk about this episode. I feel we all talked about this episode in some way, shape, and form. So, first off, Tasso, I really also want to thank you, buddy, as well, for coming on through and sharing your inputs alongside the rest of us here.
No, thank you for having me, and I hope that in the future I could tune into more things. And guys, I know I'm like a lot of people when they see my name or they see my channel, they're like, "Oh, here comes the X and Y fanboy. All he cares about is Ash Serena or the Kalos League Greninja losing and stuff like that. Like, no, if Journeys could write just as well as they did in this episode, you're gonna see me back here. I mean, we have Greninja coming back, so if they wrote this episode just as well as they did, I can only imagine how well they're gonna write that episode with Ash Greninja returning and the impact that's gonna have on Lucario. So excited for that as well. But yeah, man, KG, thank you for having me. It was good talking to you again, Nessa, Polly, and Tyrone as well. And even though the Gotta Catch Up podcast is on pause right now, I'm glad that I could sort of bring it back here in the
Hey, listen, man,
world.
you're always a family member to us, buddy. Never hesitate. If you ever want to join us again for any shenanigans, you're always more than welcome. Just let me know, of course.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that.
But yeah, everybody, say thanks in the chat. Say thanks to Tassa for coming on through for this one. Once again, really appreciate it. So what do you guys say we go and wrap things up then for the night? Because that was pretty much the finale to talk about. So tonight, ladies and gents, I hope you guys enjoyed our super lengthy PokePod session of the week. We really hope you enjoyed it because we went really extra with this one. But honestly, we had so much to talk about that I feel we had to go a little bit further with this one. I just didn't expect how far we go with it, but I'm very happy we did regardless. So I want to thank Tyrone, Tassa, Polly, and Nessa, as well as our buddy Emmy beforehand, who also joined us earlier ago, to just thank them again for coming on through for tonight. So we got to talk about the shenanigans that we're going to be doing throughout this week. As you guys know, no more silly shenanigans of being on vacay and stuff. So I am full on back on Le Twitch. So tune in tomorrow for...
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for KG to not know what the fuck he was going to do.
I got a perfect idea, Tyrone.
What?
I have two ideas. So in my left hand, I hold with me the blue pill. And on my right hand, I hold with me a red pill. Which one would you like, buddy?
Red pill.
Red pill? Okay. So my suggestion is, Tyrone, Minecraft. Because I still have that server. Minecraft?
Okay.
Would you?
Yeah.
And
what was the other option?
The other option was Roblox, by the way.
Oh, yeah, Minecraft. Well... Damn, I like both.
See, oh my god, the fact that you're also struggling.
Are gonna bomb like
you're struggling with the mindset of Roblox or Minecraft. I mean, to be fair, the Roblox ones have been really good so far.
We'll go ahead and do Minecraft because it's been a while since we've done Minecraft.
Hey, you know what we should do? Because it is a server, theoretically, if you guys in the servers here, in the community, want to play Minecraft with us, we can open it up for the community. We won't have it in our original place, though. It'll be a new world. What do you think about that, Tyrone?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, we'll have to just play around with it just to see how it'll work. But I think for the most part, it might be a lot of fun with that. And we should probably tell the others as well, just in case to see what they think too. And if that doesn't go well, we'll do Roblox instead. But I honestly want to play either Oof or Roblox again. Whichever the two, really. We haven't touched them in a while. But did you have any suggestions, though, Tyrone? I just
that's a good idea.
Okay. Because either that or I was going to say we do Mario Kart again. It's freaking Mario Kart again. But yeah, so that's that for Tuesday, I guess. So, ladies and gents, it's going to be either a battle of or ooh. So we'll see where things go for that one. Honestly, I want to play Natural Disaster again. But Wednesday, we will finally be returning to Pokemon Coliseum. So I hope to see you guys then and there for that. So hope you guys look forward to the silly shenanigans with that. Thursday is going to be, Tyrone, our Monster Hunter shenanigans.
Yeah, it's Monster Hunter Rise.
Yeah, I only say that because we called it the Monster Hunter March Madness, and it's already April.
But we missed out on a couple due to.
Oh yeah, how far did you guys get into the last one, by the way?
I didn't wind up doing it.
Oh, what happened?
Emmy and I had to schedule what was happening for the reaction. So we had to get that ready, and then I was getting that together, and then I went ahead, and after that, I wound up working on the rendering some of the videos.
Oh yeah, that would explain why the following day you had that Dawn video up.
Yeah, so I was like, I will take a break from it since KG's not here anyway.
Okay, so Monster Hunter. We'll go back to it then.
Yeah.
And then on Friday, at least on my channel, Reaction Night. Once again, ladies and gents, it is one of the most important episodes happening tomorrow, or not tomorrow, to Friday. So we hope to see you guys then and there for that one. How important is it? I don't remember what it's about, but it's supposed to be important. So that's how important it is. And that's it for me, though. But what about you, Tyrone? What do you got planned for this week?
Same thing. Just on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. That's a surprise to everybody because, again, I finished my Duelist of the Roses stuff.
Congrats on that, by the way.
I don't know what else is next, actually.
So the world
we'll
is
just have to figure that. Yeah, we'll just have to figure that out on Wednesday.
Does that also apply to Friday too, or no Friday streams?
I'm not doing anything on Friday. I was only doing something on Friday because you weren't.
Oh, okay. No, because you've been consistently on Friday these past couple of weeks. That's why.
Yeah, but now it's starting to look like it's back to regular schedule.
Yeah, to Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Well, yeah, you guys normally take care of the weekend while I'll take a break on those days. So, what you got planned for those days, though?
I know Saturday we're doing the round table, and then Sunday is Final Fantasy X.
Neat. Okay. Well, thank you for your input there. Tessa, would you like to let people know where they can find you at, though, buddy?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So I'm back to making content. I'm back from my fifth hiatus in a row. But you guys could definitely find me on YouTube at TAS Official. Basically, my name, TAS, and then Official. And yeah, expect some juicy content. I'm planning to do a new series soon. I just got to figure out the format for that. But it's definitely something I hope to see myself doing every week. And we will see how that goes. But if you guys also want to see that 2016 Tasso hype for an episode like this, you guys are definitely not going to want to miss this reaction that I posted on Saturday. So yeah, Tasso Official. But again, I want to thank KG and everybody else for having me here, and I hope to do this later on in the future.
Alrighty, thank you again. And once again, thanks to Paula, Nessa, and Emmy for joining on through. So let's go and wrap it up for tonight. We thank you, lovelies, for tuning in, and we'll speak with all of you later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone, and as always, make sure to do us a solid and have yourselves a wonderful evening and a wonderful week. So let's go and have a good time these next coming days. We'll speak with you all then. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.